working on stealing
Watch your
some more
video,
stuff from
dog.
fantasy football, so you can do stuff like that. Because I love doing keepers in
That's
like
pretty
fantasy
good.
football. So I want to bring that into this as well.
Yeah.
We don't have it right now, but it's coming.
What can
It's
I
all
say,
good.
man?
All right, bet.
Okay, boom, complete
Life
league.
sucks.
All right, let's complete it, ladies and gentlemen. The flank league is being created. The flank, look at it, nice and red. Absolutely. Okay, so over here is this where I'll add everybody? I just add everybody here.
So it is hidden. If right next to where it says invite link is hidden, it has a copy. So if you click the copy, it'll go to your clipboard to the right.
Yep, I'm just gonna hide my screen just so I don't show nothing.
Yeah.
And then I'll drop the link in the chat for y'all. That way you guys can join up. There you go.
Hey, we're doing a Sacco, right?
A what?
Last place has to do a punishment.
Well,
I like
we're putting
that.
money on it.
Why do you call it Sacco?
That's what we just call it in fantasy football.
Oh shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Ducks. As you can see.
Hold on, Tom. Before you go, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, you're good.
Somebody told me that it auto does the snake draft, but you can't even switch it.
Yeah, it auto does. I'm gonna try to see if I can set it for you guys. But
Oh, okay. Let's go. Easy, man. All right, let's go.
Okay, bet. Yeah, if you could set it for us, that'd be great. If not,
We've been scrimming for this, Ducky.
you know what I mean?
We've been scrimming for this.
All right, so
If not, we can just probably like have people leave and join and get the order.
following behind Miami, then LAG.
They got Miami in B tier. I like that.
Yep, they got Miami in the B tier with Genomates. And then they got Rocker and Carolina in C tier. And then down at D tier, they have Boston Breach and the Falcons, which I know the Falcons are now here. I think they're in Dallas now. I think they just got here about a week
Yeah,
ago.
like 2 days ago. Nah, it was even less than
Oh, it
that.
was less than that?
I'm
Yeah.
fixed.
Love that. Let's get it, K-Son. We're just going over the coaching tier list right now. So I have the tier list up. Got Boston and Falcons in the D tier. LAT's Phase Optic 1 through 3. What do you guys think about this list? Sam, let's start with you. We'll give you the floor here, Sam.
Hey, my boys are at 1, baby.
Those are your boys, Sam.
My boys at 1. Toronto and A, I think is at least where I expected them to be, like that 4th spot. Miami being as high and Carolina being low, I think is like the 1 and 2 thing that surprises me.
Carolina's pretty low for what I thought.
Yeah, Carolina and C for the coaches poll is interesting to me because I was high on them preseason for sure.
I think the top 3 doesn't surprise me, but Toronto Ultra in the 4th slot. I think is pretty cool to see, which I actually think they're going to be a good team this year. Because I think
That's where I had them. I think.
Yep.
I said it. I said it pre like when the team's formed. I was high on Beans, and I think that guy on a good team, he's gonna play well. And on top of that, in those like off-season tournaments, I think like the flank one, I remember he came in my chat after one of those the flank or before the flank tournament the second day, and he was like, yo, don't count me out, because he was going to play like a god squad. I think it was like Simpabizi, like I don't know, it was a crazy god squad. And then Shotzi and Beans' team, they ended up winning it. So I don't know, Beans looking good, man. I think that guy's going to surprise a lot of people this year.
Yeah, for sure. Ben, what do you think about
Like
the
you
list?
said it.
I think that it's pretty interesting. I don't know why Miami or how Miami got a first place vote. Like, just to be clear, if you can't vote for your own team, I believe, Austin, is that correct?
Yeah.
Every team gets 11 votes. So I don't know
Miami
who
got
voted.
a first place vote.
Someone gave
Fuck
Miami
yeah.
a first place vote, which is wrong. I'm not really surprised this list. I think Carolina being low isn't surprising. Maybe inconsistency in practice. And if you've seen traditional coaches polls, like these are usually fairly accurate, but most of the time the coaches have a really hard time, as we all do, figuring out how the mid-6 teams all kind of shuffle amongst themselves. So,
What do you guys think about 1 through 3? They have Thieves at the top, FaZe in second, Optic in third. You guys like the order of that? Pat, what do you think about that order? The slay.
I would have Optic in A. Everything else I agree with.
You'd have Optic in the A tier, the world champs.
Yeah. The Modern Warfare 3 world champs, Tom. We're on back on
Absolutely.
6 now.
What do you think, Porter? What do you think? You like the list?
Yeah, I like the list. I think Thieves are going to be the team to beat. Just going off of what I've seen, I think Optic right now is like they have a lot of potential, but I think and it happens every single year with like a team that wins champs, is that the following year is always going to be super difficult just because they think they're the shit. You know, everyone who wins champs thinks they're the shit for a while. So,
Can you see them getting complacent, Porter? Can you see this team getting complacent? Or does it just happen naturally? Like
I think it happens naturally. It doesn't even matter who wins the previous year. It's like, dude, it just fucking happens. I don't think there's been a team that's won champs that has not been complacent the following year.
What are you gonna say, Easy Mac?
Because you guys back in the day were like the top team, and then like everyone was trying to form, super squads to take you guys down. Is that, you think like LA Thieves forming gives them a little bit of extra gas early in the season, whereas like world champions back in the day, like you come in and you still think you're on top?
Wait, real quick, Porter, before you answer, Easy Mac, which era are you referencing?
I mean, I feel like after every year, because during the cold.
No, I'm just saying, I don't recall trying to form a super team to take them down, and I took them down many times. So I was just asking which era you were referencing.
Well, I mean, in the cold days, you guys had teams coming up trying to take you guys down too. After the.
Oh yeah, no one could do that though. I thought you were talking about the other days. All good. Keep going. Go ahead, Grim.
I'm gonna be honest. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, so like with LA Thieves forming,
Yeah.
do you think that gives Optic a little bit extra gas early on in the season?
No.
Whereas like past teams didn't have that?
No, and I think that's sort of, I don't think it's going to change anything. It's just, that's how it goes. Like you win champs, you're on your high horse for a while. And in reality, it's like you win champs, it should be the week after, you celebrate for a week, maybe a month at most. And then it should be back to square one.
Wait, I also have a little bit of like intel here to add, I guess, because I was talking to Simp. I was playing ranked with him last night, and I was just like asking him about like the game, the scrims, and all that stuff. And he told me that they haven't really played a lot of the top teams. So I'm gonna assume that a lot of the top teams haven't been scrimming each other that much in comparison to maybe scrimming the other teams. It could have been schedule related, but like that might also play a factor into like the voting, but also just like the progression of teams. Because if they haven't played each other as much, even though let's say LA Thieves is riding like a high horse right now, like they're playing really well, these teams are probably going to get better. And I think Optic is one of those teams that will get better over the like the year as they like figure out the game. While like FaZe usually starts ahead of everybody because they figure the game out quicker. They usually set the meta, and then most teams follow suit. So that could also play a factor into like the voting.
Real quick, because I do want to get into the draft. How do I set a draft time? I got to set a draft time, Easy Mac? If he's there?
Yeah, I'll walk you through it real quick. So on the top right, there's like a little gear.
Yep.
And then go to that. So that's the settings. And then go to the draft.
Okay.
Because we're going to manually set it in the back end for you guys, just put the time per pick to like 10 minutes, just because like I'll need like 2 minutes to set it up in the back end. just in case. But then above that it says draft time, start time.
He said time per pick. You're gonna do 5 minutes.
Just up it just a little bit. You guys won't take 5 minutes, but it'll just give it so for that first pick we can set the order on the back end for you guys.
Okay, so like what, 10 minutes? You want to set it to 10
Yeah.
minutes? All right,
Yeah,
I
it
put
should be
time
good.
per pick 10 minutes. That's what I put.
And then the draft time, the draft start time's right above it.
Yep.
Just pick you can do right now, honestly, or like a minute from now, and I'll work on the draft order right while you guys are talking about this.
Okay, I'll do December 3rd. We'll do this. I can show this, right? Can I show this on my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna show you guys what's going on. That's why if you guys want to do this too, you guys can do this as well.
What
So
is
I put
this?
start.
What? No, not the playing what you're listening to. Oh.
Time December 3rd. I put 10 picks per minute. Anything else I got to do here?
No, that should be good.
Okay.
Is
What do
that not March 12th?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
December.
sure you-
Oh, I thought I did
you should.
December. December 3rd. Oh, there we go.
No,
oh, I thought it was
yeah,
on
what-
December. It was on December. I don't know why I didn't do it.
That's
But
that
December
UK shit.
3rd.
Yeah. What we doing, UK, man? Where we living
My
at?
bad. I don't know. I didn't switch. We'll do. Should I do what? 6:52. We'll just do like a minute.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a minute. Okay. Boom. And we're good. Apply. We good now?
It should be.
Slowly. Let's go.
There you go.
Bet. Thank you. Thank you, Easy Mac. I didn't know what I was doing there.
Wait, are we about to start it? Can I take a piss real quick and go
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
hang?
you could take
don't-
Everybody's got to go to the draft tab.
You could take a piss. That's no problem.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Yeah, he's changing the our spot, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just let us
there
know when it's done, Austin.
Yeah, I need to
I got
invite
you.
now.
Yeah, when it's done, I'll pull it up. This looks sick, by the way. This draft, this looks fucking crazy.
Do we want to get back and finish that combo, Tom?
Yeah. Let's get back into the convo. So we'll pull up the tier list again. What do you, Ben? Why don't you kick things back off with the tier list? Any thoughts?
I gave my thoughts earlier. I mean, Vegas being at the bottom is really no surprise. I think this
Yeah.
thing I will say for everybody, like in this call, everybody in the community, not every team is going to play every team over the course of the next 2 weeks. And shall I remind you that there will be upsets, there will be surprises. Y'all remember Toronto last year had that terrible loss before the break, and then they went Hamboni afterwards. I would implore people not to overreact too much in the first 2 weeks, unless a team goes like 0-4 or something like that. Upsets are going to happen. Weird results are going to happen. People got to get used to the pace of the game, how it plays in matches, communication,
Strengths and
what's
schedules
required.
and stuff too.
Yeah, there's a lot that's factoring in.
Colt, what do you think about the list, Colt? What are your thoughts?
I think the list looks good. I think LA Thieves' effort level in scrims is probably super high right now too.
Yeah.
And FaZe is always like super sweaty in scrims. That's might be why it's ranked in that order. Toronto's a little surprising.
tweaked.
Bro,
I
what
don't
the-
know their
thing just
roster.
going off. I
What
just
the
tweaked.
fuck is that, bro?
Hey, what happened?
The draft noise just went off. I
Oh,
just
okay.
tweaked.
Oh,
That's
that
our
was the
version
draft
of
noise.
a ESPN like da-na-na-na.
I'll
I'm
give
curious
a
to
Cole-
see
Cole-
why.
Cole
I'm
thinks
curious
about-
to see
Hey,
why
Go ahead, Colt.
Toronto's ranked that high. I don't know the teams that well, and I think the middle pack is always hard to rank. So
Yeah,
I mean, the
mid-pack-
sub duo is
mid-pack
just
hard to rank
disgusting.
for sure.
yeah.
I
mean,
actually
go ahead, Tom.
like the. Yeah, I was gonna just kind of back up what you said. I kind of like the sub duo over there with Joe Deceives and Kleenex. Like they're gonna be annoying to play against for sure. And Joe, I feel like Joe's one of those players that's kind of been impressing us, just like in terms of impact on the map. Like he's annoying. Like he'll get in your face. Like he'll make plays. He's a very unselfish player. So I just feel like Joe is just a good person for Kleenex to kind of play around. So I think together they're gonna be all over the map. To be honest, I think they're gonna be like a super aggressive duo. So I'm really curious to see how they play off each other, like in a game, because I think that's gonna be an interesting team. And then of course you have the ARs, Insight and Beans.
All right, I'm back.
I think Beans is gonna be more of like the aggressive flex kind of role, and then Insight's kind of gonna be like that slower main AR, like kind of looking over the map, kind of being like the backbone of the team. So I think there's a good dynamic there. And shout out to Beans because he also wanted snipers in, which I don't know what you guys are. I don't think we talked about the sniper GA because we haven't. Did we have a show since my crash out? I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
We all kind of crashed out. I'm not wanting to say my crash out. We all kind of crashed out a little bit with the GA talk. What do you guys think about the GAs and the snipers? Pat, I would love to get your opinions on snipes. What do you think about snipes, Pat? Right now, they don't have them in. I wanted to get snipers in with no attachments, Pat. But what do you think about it? Because there is arguments that the snipers are easy and that they're cheesy. I mean, what are your thoughts, Pat?
I was watching when you did that like GA vote thing, and I posted a tweet. My thoughts. My opinion's always been the same. I think Easy Mac, you replied to my tweet, but basically, like, I just don't think, regardless of what is in the game or out the game, the viewership number will not change. It will be the exact same. So regardless. So I hate when people use the argument that like GAs will affect viewership because they won't at all. I think the only people who really lose here are the fans who want to see something different in the game. But the problem with GAs nowadays, and I called this out too, is like nowadays GAs are all about just team bias and wanting to make the game as simple as possible. Where I feel like in years past, the GAs were literally about making the game as balanced as possible. But I just think that's shifted to just pure team bias and wanting to make sure your team is the best it can be versus just making the game the best it could be.
I think all votes aside to whether you want the snipes in or out, I think we can all agree that the way that the GA system operates right now is atrocious. At least that's how I look at it.
That's fair.
There's just too many biased votes. There's way too many biased votes. And Pat, I could also argue about the viewership thing a little bit.
Yeah. I was about to say something. I agree with what Pat said, but when we factor in like clips, the sniper clips are going to get a lot of views.
Yeah, but like
right?
a Twitter clip isn't changing the CDL viewership.
Yeah, but
We've
it might
seen
reach
hella
it might reach someone who doesn't know shit about the CDL though.
Yeah, but dude, that's irrelevant. That's so irrelevant in the long scheme of things. Like I feel like the problem is
I think that's very relevant.
No,
in the
bro,
long scheme of things, Pat.
this has been a thing in COD forever, bro. We need to drop this like we're trying to convert these casual audience. We've been trying this for 15 years, bro. Nothing is converting. A casual player is not going to care about CDL if they don't care about competitive COD at all. Them seeing a sniper clip is not changing their mind. It will never happen.
But a lot of people don't know about it, Pat. I mean, there's how many people out on you could probably talk to that know what Call of Duty is, but have no idea what the CDL is.
And a sniper clip isn't making them care. It's just not.
No, a more entertaining game though will reach more eyes. That's where I see it.
Bro, we've seen the same problem every year.
Can you hear
if
me?
it's a good game, the viewership will go up. If it's a bad game, the viewership will go down. Doesn't matter what's included. Doesn't matter what the rules are. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. If it's a good game, viewership is up.
I agree with Pat for the most part, but I also see what you guys are saying, and I definitely think it can help, but I don't think it's going to help as much as maybe people make it out to be. But on top of that, just from playing the game, like I hate like S&D in this game. You can even talk to the pros about it. A lot of people don't like it. It's just it plays very just like almost all of the maps play like the same, where you're just kind of like four stacking lanes and bullying stuff. I think the sniper would just add a dynamic and it would punish the stacking like kind of play style a lot more. So it would make people play different, because I think when this league starts, you guys are going to see there's a couple of these maps where you essentially just flood a bomb site because it's just super easy to flood and the defensive team can't do anything about it. And then all of the rounds play retake similar / they play pretty much the same. Whereas a sniper would change the way that play is, and it would make things a lot more punishable to teams that are just essentially flying together, because you can just get a free pick and work off that. So I don't know.
Let's give the defensive team a shotgun. What do you guys say?
I'm down.
Give him a riot shield.
On vault.
Get all the
I've
Rambo
already
Ray.
seen it. There's a guy in rank play. His name's Smurfy Worfy. He runs around with an
he's
overkill
infamous.
shotgun.
Infamous.
This guy's been hacking for 3 weeks, and he's still there. Every time I get on, he's still fucking there.
His clan tag just shotgun.
But you guys can vouch for that. I mean, granted, ranked isn't like the pro play. Like you guys, when you guys do get S&D, it's pretty rare. But like, do not all the maps just play like Flood Bomb Simulator? Like, are they not all that way? Unless somebody pulls out a sniper and just starts getting a pick.
Yeah, I think sniping will just add a whole nother dynamic to the game. I don't see it being OP like the pros say. We saw it in the Kason Showdown. We saw it in the Flank Invitationals. Nobody was doing takeover mode with the
I
snipe.
don't know. Blake was quick scoping my shit. Fucking.
In what? Because he wasn't. It was all pro players in the Flank
Blake was
Invitationals.
fucking quick scoping my shit.
Oh,
dude.
you played with attachments in the Davis tournament, did you not?
Yeah, they probably did.
That is true.
Bro, I saw a face scope montage. You had a Foley attachment sniper just running around quick scoping. I mean, that's completely different than a no attachment, nothing
That's
on
true.
it.
That's
I mean,
true.
you literally move in slow motion with a no attachment sniper. It aims in slow as fuck. You know, so just some of the counter arguments didn't really make any sense
Also,
to me.
some of the arguments that these people used, I think when they were talking about it, because I think they were one of them was like a cross on like Rewind or some shit, where it's like, oh yeah, you could snipe this cross, brother. I've played rank 2 and I've pulled out a knife, I ran to that cross, and sometimes I'm pretty sure they beat you to that cross anyways. So like those like crosses and stuff that these pro players worry about, I'm just convinced that they just don't actually know what the hell's going on, and they just try to GA it anyways because they just hate the fact that they can get blooded without like punishment, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Sam, you could go ahead. You could give your opinions on it, but I mean, we don't need to.
I think they're all morons. I mean, we talked about this so much, bro. I think all their arguments for having snipes out are all horrible. I think not sniping is just a cop out to make the game oversimplified because they don't want to use their brains.
Yeah, well, it's also like, dude, I don't even know if they really want to like learn it. Like, I feel like they just don't want to have another gun in the game just because it just adds more to it, and they're just gonna have to get more reps with it. Like, you got to learn it, right? It's just something new that they have to learn. I actually saw people freaking out about the knife GA. I didn't think the knife GA was that big of a deal.
I don't think the knife GA. I think people are just piling
I was
on.
like,
no,
why are people flipping out about the knives?
Because, bro, if on like protocol, you could just sit in spiral with a knife. You could sit at the top of the zip with a knife. You could run through rewind P5 with a knife. Like it's cheesy. I think people were just like complaining about GAs because that was just like the hot topic. But I actually think that the knife was warranted. I don't think it is GA'd currently, for what it's worth. I don't think it is. Because I think Scraps tweeted a handful of times that it's not.
Cole, what do you think about the snipes, Cole? What do you think? You think it should be in?
Yeah, I think snipes should 100% be in. Like with the movement in this game, how good the guns are, and like the fact that you can double nade pretty much anything. I think sniping, and I don't think the pistol's that good. I know some pros were saying the pistol's like OP. I feel like the pistol sucks, bro.
No,
I agree.
You gotta watch Simp.
that
You gotta watch
R23
Simp,
Colt
bro.
I might need to
or whatever
watch
that
Simp,
one from
but-
Black
Bro,
Ops.
you
I feel
gotta
like
watch Simp,
Compared
dude.
to like a Jackal or an Ames, I feel like the pistol's just like not that good.
No,
And like
his-
I
his
feel
shit
like if you
fully
pop off with a
automatic.
sniper, it's like popping off with like a sub or an AR. Like you deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like Cole was saying, like, dude, you don't even get trophies till like round like 3, like in a search, especially how fast the rounds play. Same with hardpoint, like you don't get trophies and stuff like that. So like nades and all that stuff, they're so susceptible to just being like, moved out of their positions that like sniping. People make it a big deal because they don't know how to counter it early game. But as the game develops, and if a sniper was in play from day one, I'm sure it would be less and less likely for people to, be just the goat on the map with a sniper.
Tim's non-alcoholic Bailey's flavored menu is back with new Dream Hot Chocolate and improved cream coffee.
Best thing. Sniper rifle. I don't know.
Yeah,
People
I
make
think,
it.
yeah,
so dumb.
I think it's kind of detrimental to run one like most of the map. You know what I mean? I feel like you should threaten it a few rounds and then put it away most of the time.
Yeah.
Their argument, Cole, was that they can just go low on protocol and just sit there. That's what they said. They can just go low protocol. And
If, I mean, yeah,
can
if
you not
someone
counter that,
slides
though?
out and then someone behind them peeks out at the same time, it's at least a trade, and they have to hit a crazy shot.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, and then the knife argument is like, why didn't they just GA sit like camping zips with the knife?
Well, it's not GA anymore. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
not
that's
You know
the
what I
thing.
mean? But that's the
thing,
thing though.
though.
Like why? Like, cause like timing your knife to get around faster and beat timings, you have to know where other people are. So it's kind of a skill gap.
And that's another thing, Cole. It's like, yeah, okay, a sniper can go down there and hold that, but okay, would you rather a sniper be able to go down there and hold that and maybe get one, or would you rather the bomb site basically be unfucking winnable because they can just send 4 down there and it's just the blind counter or something like that. Like it's just stacking. That's what I'm saying. It just prevents that sort of gameplay, which I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a lot of just 3-4 people fly to bomb site every single round. And rounds are going to be over in like a minute.
Yeah. While we were talking about some GAs, shout out to Easy Mac. He was able to get the board ready to go. So we got everybody in the right order. Everybody take a look at the top. Just make sure you're in the right place. I'm in the right place. Just want to make sure everybody else is in the right place before we begin. Don't want to have any problems here. So what do I do, Easy Mac? I just click and drag the players. Can I just drag them in, or like how does it work?
So if you look on the bottom, to the left, right next to Simp, you'll see. So Ben's obviously up first, but next to Simp, you'll see a little checkbox.
Yep.
So that's how you would draft him. The OA rank. So those are the 11 categories to the right, and you can see where Simp ranks in all the categories from last season. Up in the top right, you'll see stat and rank. It's a little filter. So if you want to go to the top right, where it says stat and rank, and then flip that to stat, you'll see his actual stats.
Okay, cool.
But the OA rank is basically all of those stats, their ranks averaged out from last season, and then ranked 1 through 50 because the 2 substitutes are on there as well.
Right. Cool. This is sick. So can Ben pick now? He can pick now, and then if he picks somebody, would I just hit the pick for draft? I just hit the little.
No, once I pick it out,
you won't have to do anything. So everyone will draft until it's your turn, and then once it's your turn, you'll be able to pick whoever you want.
Cool. Let's get
Ben, you have 6 minutes 50 seconds. Go.
This isn't like the NFL draft they take all the time. I have decided. I think it was a pretty easy decision. I'm going to go with the player that's been the most consistent year to year. Has got multiple MVPs. I am going with Mr. Christopher Lair, aka Simp.
Bitch, man. Fuck you.
Wow. The glaze.
Nah, I wanted to pick Simp, bro. I wanted to pick him. All right.
W Glaze. But you feel me? Thing about Benjay is he's also my son. I'm taking Benjay's biggest op, aka his boogeyman, aka the longest neck in the league. You feel me? I'm thinking thieves. Give me scrap.
No way, bro. 1 and 2 going early, man. 1 and 2 going early. Go ahead, Gersh. Put your pick through, bro.
Wow, crazy, bro. Hydra at 3. I'm so pissed.
0 and 12.
Then Hydra fall to 3?
Sam, at least you're getting one of your thieves boys.
Hydra at 3? Oh no.
I mean, this one is just obvious. Omni movement, Shotzi. They just won champs.
Wait, we got a polar bear in Arlington up here. Who the fuck put Paul up here?
I'm really happy with this pick. How do I pick him actually? How do I click?
Yeah, I clicked
on the left side. There's a
pick the draft right to the left.
Wait, easy back.
There it is, boys.
Is Easy Mac here?
Yes.
So these rankings are from last year, right? So Paul's is just from
EWC.
Okay.
Yep. That was the only
polar bear in Arlington.
Yeah. Man, they've got Paul looking fucking crazy. That Nubler, I fear. It's a tough pick.
Tom, zoom in your window a little bit so it's a little bit wider.
Wider? Like that?
Yeah, make it zoom in a little bit. Control scroll.
Yo, Paul.
Yeah.
We still 1-1 in final.
How's that? Is that better?
That's good.
Bet. Thank you, Ben.
No, but what are you thinking here?
What are you thinking? What are you thinking, Nub?
I'm going with one half of the MAGA Munchkins. Mr. First Blood himself.
Yeah.
You're such an idiot, bro.
MAGA Munchkins.
He's finna turn it around, I fear. He's got a concept.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with one of the statistical anomalies in the CDL. This guy's always been touted as one of the best players, but he also gets a lot of flack for playing for stats, apparently. But I think he's got a chip on his shoulder because a lot of people have been calling for his play style not being very effective. So I am going to go with Cell because I think he's going to be in his bag this year.
That was my pick, bro. That was my pick.
Tom, it was never gonna get to you.
It was never gonna get. It was never.
It was never gonna get.
I was literally next up, bro. I don't know where to go with this, but I'm thinking Bruce. But I don't know.
Bruce. They got him at 15 on the big board, Tom. That may be a reach.
We're reaching in the first, Tom. I don't know if I like that.
Hopefully he falls to me at 16. That may be a reach for you, Tom.
I mean, Zach could be a good shout too, because Zach is a do-it-all, I feel like. Like, Zach does everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like Zach could be a good pick as well. Damn, dude.
You might need a sources in chat, Tom. Why don't you take a look at chat and see what they're saying?
I mean, dude, this is like, this is hard, bro. This is
that
hard.
board's counting down, Tom.
It's
Wow,
not
man.
hard.
I thought I put the 10-minute timer for me.
Mm,
Now I know who it
Nah,
really
that's a
Come
good-
on,
that's a good
no,
rest.
sniff
That's a
them
good
out,
rest.
man.
I'm
Sniff
thinking,
them out.
Go,
man. I'm
Tom.
fucking thinking, man.
Sniff 'em out.
Fuck, man. You guys took all my picks, bro. I'm thinking draws, man. I'm thinking Zach. That's what I'm thinking. I'm picking Zach. That's what I'm going with. I'm picking draws because I just have a feeling that draws is just gonna get me a lot of points because he'll plant bombs, like he'll get in time, like he'll get
FaZe
kills.
roster is off the
like,
board.
I gotta go Zach, man. I got to.
Well,
FaZe is
I got
off the
to.
board.
They're pissed, but
Well-
I gotta go Zach, man. Gotta go Zach.
Tough
Got
scenes
to.
for Kason. Can't pick his boys.
We're good, man.
Oh,
We're
God.
good. We're good. I'm happy with
Kason
my
gotta
pick,
pick the
man.
odds.
I'm happy
Hey, all
with
the
my
guys
pick,
are in
man.
good hands. But can I get a Bruce, chat? Can I get a Bruce?
Bruce.
Spam in the chat. Give me some Bruce.
You got Bruce?
Boom.
All right, man.
Give me
Go ahead,
Bruce.
bro. Go ahead.
There's one of
Slowly.
Kason's boys right there.
My
That's
turn?
Bruce.
They're
Yeah.
my friends, so I'm cool with that.
How do I pick?
Go
The
down
drop
the
down
list.
next to their portrait, the little arrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If you want, Tom, too, you can try it. If you scroll
Like
down,
where it
there's
says
a
pick for draft.
there's a full screen feature.
I got AG.
It's right in the top right, next to when you go to the
It's a
queue.
good
Just
pick.
go to the
It's a good
right.
pick, Grim.
Oh, there we go.
Thank
There's
you, thank
there's some steals out there.
Thank you.
Patty P.
Am I up?
Yeah.
man.
Porter went with AG.
Yeah. Easy pick. You guys
Slowly.
fucked up. You guys
Bro,
fucked
what's
up.
wrong with your mic right now, Porter?
I got
Is that,
it.
is that your dog?
Yeah, you do.
It's
Oh,
fine.
and I
Listen,
can
you
go
got
back to
quarters,
back,
10
Pat.
dogs.
What are you
And I can pick
thinking,
anybody,
Pat? What are
right?
you
Yeah, you
thinking,
can go.
You
man?
can pick anyone you want.
Anybody?
And I can pick teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone.
I'm going with the Ghosty Envoy duo.
What? Interesting.
Very interesting.
Pat, what about Toronto? Isn't that your team?
It is my team.
Ooh, I
No,
got a
it's
good
not
one.
letting me drag. What's going on here? Do I not have permissions?
You gotta click the.
You just click pick
You don't,
draft
you don't
on
click,
the
you
left.
just- yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
right to the left of the players.
Oh
Got it.
no, I might have a god squad here.
Who
I
you going
fear
with,
we
Porter?
just gave Porter a great pick.
Wait, sorry. What did you say?
Who-
What
who-
OA rank means? What does that
Hold
mean
on,
again?
Hold on, let me.
It's
Overall.
the average of all the ranks of the 11 stat categories.
Got it. Okay.
Tim, who do you think I'm going with?
I mean, if let me see,
You're
let me
going
get
with
in your- Let me
Kleenex.
get in your. You gotta go
Oh,
Toby
hold on,
here.
hold on. We gotta wait for Pat.
I think he's got a couple of really
Yeah,
good
I don't,
choices
I, don't
here.
think, I think you don't tip your hand. I think you go.
Pat,
You
you
go
gotta
Paul
pick,
X,
the,
fuck
pick
it.
the other person.
You get pick former
Envoy, I'm
teammates.
trying to find him. Yeah, hold on. I saw
You
him
can,
a
you can
second
type
ago.
his name too.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
To search for.
Got
Wow,
it.
the turn is great here. Wow,
The turn is pretty good. The turn is
good here.
You know, the being in the back of the snake is not
That's
that
a
bad.
good pick.
Fancy sports.
Nah, bro.
the
That's what I was
Seattle
gonna say.
duo.
I was
That's
gonna
a
pick
good
I got
that.
a
pick.
squad, bro. I got a
Seattle
squad, bro.
duo.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got
duo.
a squad.
Oh, is it
That
me?
was a really good
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you.
The Seattle duo is crazy.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I'm debating between two people. Now, here's one thing I know: subs
Are
are,
you gonna
scarce.
stream anything else?
Okay, subs are
Yeah.
very scarce. By the way, do you know you picked Kenny instead
Yeah,
of
Slay, you
Envoy?
picked Kenny. I don't know if you know that.
I know what I did, Kason.
Oh, so you purposely did that. How much time do I got?
Running out.
I'm
Yeah.
picking between Gwen and Envoy here.
Gwen and Envoy? That's who you're picking between?
Yeah, I am. I think I have to get a sub here.
All right, go ahead, because I know who I'm getting.
No, Tom's cheesing. I hate it.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean, bro?
I hate it. Kason, don't do this.
What are you talking about, man?
Kason, don't do this.
I picked.
No. Go ahead, Tom.
All right. After
No,
thinking
Toby was still on
about
the
it,
board, too.
After much deliberation.
after
Yep.
thinking about it a lot, I will
Yeah,
be
go ahead.
taking Kleenex
Go ahead.
as my
That's a good pick.
SMG player to be joining draws, ladies
Would
and
you
gentlemen.
have taken Kleenex over Gwen?
Yeah.
It's okay though.
I feel like I just
Shit.
got to steal, bro. Low key.
That's the steal of the draft so far.
I feel like I just got to steal low key, man.
Listen, I got this one. Listen, their team has been voted as a pretty highly rated team at the beginning of the season. He's got a great impact on the map. I liked what I saw out of him in his
I feel like
last
Gwen's a
team,
steal.
and I think he's going to be playing with a lot of fire this season. He's got a good team around him. I'm getting Joe Deceives as my.
I was thinking about Joe as well.
Oh, no, I was hoping Joe.
I was looking at Joe as well.
I had him going to me for the 3rd round, bro.
That's a
The
great
Toronto duo is off the board.
Oh, hey, where's Seattle ranked right now with these power rankings coaches?
They were next to.
Hey,
I think
good
they
luck,
were. It was C9, then Seattle after Toronto. So Toronto, C9, Seattle.
Okay. Fuck, man.
The fuck
Somebody's
is
making
calling
a
somebody?
phone call. What the hell? Who's making a phone call?
Paul, how
I'm
many
getting the
gifted drafted?
fucking 30-year-old Rook, man. Skull, big boozer.
30-year-old Rook.
My AR, it's one of them.
I hear you.
That Booz is a good shout, for sure.
Okay, so I'm really surprised that this fell to me because like you always want to pick
Paul, don't do
players
this.
on good teams, and the best team in the game rated right now, they
Oh, we're
still have
getting
a player
Envoy
on
and
the
Shotzzy
board.
sub duo.
And on a slow year, he's still very highly ranked on this on
I'm
the
not gonna
scoreboard.
lie, I didn't.
This is
I
gonna be a
could
good
not
pick.
believe that the Envoy was still there, but fuck.
Yeah, it's a good team.
I was about to get
Shotzzy
the
and
LA.
Envoy.
I was about to get the LAT duo, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to take into account that they're on the same team. So like, there's
Yeah.
only so many
Correct.
kills, so many things that can go around for the
That is
roster. You know what I'm
correct.
saying?
That is correct.
But hey,
Good pick.
Not a
Bro.
bad
Great
pick.
Point there. You make a great point
Let's
there,
see.
buddy.
Who do we got
all right,
here?
12, you're next.
I think the choice. What the fuck?
I'm just reading the
Honestly, I
name,
think
bro.
the choice is very clear here. If I'm being honest.
Really?
How do
I
you
think
go
it's-
0 and
I think
12?
it's easy.
Who is that? You suck.
The fuck, Porter?
Oh, bro, that was my sleeper, dude.
Beans is a
the
good
fuck,
pick, for
Porter?
sure.
Beans is
Bro,
a
I was
great pick.
debating picking Beans when I picked Quinn.
You took my sleeper.
Yeah.
No, man.
Give me big body intergalactic beans.
Intergalactic.
Interplanetary.
Holy shit.
Universal beans.
Interesting.
Oh, dude.
All
I'm
right.
convinced Tom gave Case on gifted to fucking drop him clean.
Nah,
next
I'm seeing some.
Dude, I
things,
think
man.
Gwen's a do it all. I think Gwen's
No,
gonna
it's
have
not a
great
bad
year.
pick, Kason, but it's just by the book. You got to take Toby there. It's okay though.
I think Gwen's gonna get better numbers.
Hey,
We'll see.
Chad, what about
How
Mac?
much time do we
fair.
have? 9 minutes?
In a late pick.
We're not doing this.
What about
Kurt.
Mac in a late
I'm not.
pick,
I'm
Chad?
not. You feel me? The crossroads I'm at is
In a late
I
pick,
really
like
want to
last
take the
round,
Cookie
Chad.
Monster, but I don't know if it's too early.
Here you want a crumble cookie.
Yeah, but these options are, like
That's a
they're-
reach. That's a reach IMO, but you could do it.
That's what I'm saying. It might be too early, but the way the cookie crumbles is
Bro,
towards my team.
why are people in the chat saying I need Hook? Bro,
Oh.
play on your end, brother. Hit a pause.
Is it,
play,
am I
son.
that far behind?
You're hella far behind. I've had it up
Holy
on my
shit,
stream
my
this whole
bad.
time. It's okay. And then
That's
on
the craziest
Saturday,
delay I've ever seen on Twitch.
and then on Saturday, we got Falcons kicking things off against Miami. We got the Rocker going up against Boston. We got the first look at Seattle Surge going up, or sorry, Vancouver Surge going up against Toronto Ultra. And then we got LA Thieves versus Cloud9 on Saturday and Sunday. We got Genomates again playing against Carolina, Miami versus Vancouver, Optic versus Cloud9, and Atlanta FaZe versus LA Thieves. So Sunday's going to be a banger as well. Any matches you guys are excited for here? I'm excited for the Atlanta FaZe Thieves. I think that's going to be a good one. And the Optic Cloud9 looks good as well. Oh, and LA, we got some bangers actually. LA Cloud9. We got, I'm excited to see the Vancouver and Toronto match. I think that could be a good one. I'm also really excited to see the Falcons play. To see how do you guys think the Falcons are going to do? You think they're going to come out and surprise people, or do you think they're going to get smoked? What do you guys think?
I mean, Carolina, I think there are opportunities potentially to steal that series. I think Miami might be tricky just because Miami, as good as the Vegas Falcons guys were at S&D last year, I think Miami, there's one thing they were consistently good at last year was search. So that one might be tough, but I think, I don't know, I would not be surprised. I think it's unlikely, but I would not be surprised if somehow they upset Carolina on that first day.
I mean, that would be crazy if they came in and got a W right off the rip. I mean, that would be huge for their morale, I feel like. But what do you think, Duarte, Pat, Sam? What do you guys think? You guys excited for any of these matches?
FaZe, Toronto, that's gonna be a good one. But outside of that, I mean, I just don't really know where else these teams are gonna.
You don't know how they're gonna fall, how they're gonna compete.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for Vegas, Carolina.
Pat, who do you think's taking it?
Out of that one,
Yep.
I'm going Vegas.
You're going Vegas over Carolina.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
I think Vegas are.
God, I just heard. I heard Vegas smile through the mic,
on, bro.
Hey, that's what I think. That's what I think.
I hear you.
Are we
think he's
good?
preying
Are
on
we good on the
Slasher's
board? Are
downfall.
we good on the board, by the way? Are we good?
No, we're still
not
working
yet.
on it.
So we're all right. Just let me know when it's good, easy, man. Just let me know.
I got you.
Cole, you here, bro?
I was muted. Yeah, I'm here.
Cole Havoc, man. You excited for any of these matches? Any upsets? You see any upsets here in the first weekend?
I'm not sure about upsets, but I'm really excited to watch the Falcons. I'll have it on the side for sure. I want to see how those guys like do. I don't know how much prep they've gotten in terms of like scrims. But I mean, watching them at EWC, they looked like they had a lot of talent, and like if they can get some good practice, I think they could definitely upset. I think they could take it against Carolina. I just don't know how their practice has been.
All their
anybody
practice,
heard
Colt was against the EU Challenger teams until they just got into Dallas. I think maybe like a couple days ago. I don't really remember when, so
Yeah.
I don't really know what that's going to look like. I'm actually curious if any of the EU. I need to see who's still playing over there in EU Challengers because and see what they've been playing.
Mm-hmm. Porter, what do you think, Porter? Any upsets? Any matches you're looking forward to?
Well, definitely Falcons, Carolina.
We're all excited to watch the Falcons, man.
Yeah, yeah, I want to see that one. Probably Sunday, December 8th, FaZe versus LAT.
Absolutely. Sunday's gonna be a banger for sure.
That was strategically put as last match opening weekend. I feel like because that's the one everyone wants to see.
I actually can't wait to. Now I've looked at the schedule again. I can't wait to see Minnesota play LAG. I guess the Gentlemates, because at least with the Minnesota team, just like them on paper, like that team has pace. Like Nero, Paul, was it Geo, and I can't even remember who their fourth is. I'm blacking out right now. Estro, yeah, that team on paper, they probably got some insane pace. So they're going to be flying. I know Paul, last time he was in the league, he's kind of had his ups and downs, but I always thought Paul was actually a pretty damn talented player. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Geo brings in a second year because
Paul's locked.
Paul's locked. Geo gets a lot of shit, and he's got some shit from I think Hydra. Like he's just like talking shit about him. So I mean, he's got to be doing something right. But Geo's got a good head on his shoulders too. So
are you guys concerned that the Minnesota team is constructed like it's not like traditional? There's not a lot of traditional leadership on that team. It's just
not on this game.
You think they'll still be fine just because this game is a lot of flood trade?
Yeah, this game is a lot of flood trades. So at the very least, they got that going for them because they're very aggressive and they're like a talented team. As far as how the game will evolve, who the fuck knows? But I was surprised to see them on like the tier list as well, ranked pretty low. But I don't know. I think that team could be pretty like upset heavy.
Colt, you have 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Am I up?
I'm gonna add it for you, Colt. Don't worry.
I think it's fixed already. No.
Not yet.
Well, no, because I'm picking that.
No,
Colt.
yeah, because Ben would be up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But just to get us back on topic, like, do you guys kind of agree with Chris's take about Minnesota? A lot of talent. Think they'll be fine this game and can potentially surprise some people.
I mean, I can see them surprising people, but I mean, they're just gonna have to be able to put it together. Like, I feel like that's what the top teams do well. Like, as the year goes on, like they're always adapting and getting better. And some of these other teams, they just can't get on the same page. So
Paul's
it's
in
like,
chat. He's talking a little shit. He's said that they've been having in scrims, and people are hating on him, which I could see because like some people like they gatekeep at the top and they're like, yeah, these guys play like a bunch of morons, even though it's like working, and so they just like they can like hate rank them because they're not playing traditionally. But I think in this game, I feel like it fits their team.
100%. I actually just called them. I was also talking to. I was watching Sam Octane's stream this morning. You feel me? Part of the team.
Yeah.
And Looney was on there saying that they're doing really good in scrims. So you got to think.
He
said they don't know how to fucking block a spawn though, but it's okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never asked a team how their scrims are going. I've never heard they're going bad ever in my 10 years of being in this industry. Everybody's always doing good in scrims. It just everybody you ask.
That's a good point.
How are scrims? We're fine.
If we're losing, we're just not translating our practice to matches.
Tom, I talked about this today. If someone says they're learning, that means they're losing.
Oh, and there's scrapping chat.
Nah,
It's
that's
also-
that's facts. That's
It's also
facts.
only respawns.
But
and-
isn't losing learning? Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Learning
the same
border.
thing.
Benja, did you pick?
By saying you're learning, you're admitting you're losing.
He said he picked the duo, but he hasn't like the orders wrong or some shit.
Yeah, they're still tweaking it live. But if you want to go back to the board real quick, Tom, we'll pick up the schedule conversation. I went with a little bit of a curveball here. Looking at the remaining players, you want to pull up the board, Tom? I actually went with the new addition of the Miami, the Miami Heretics, and I picked up Rencor as the third player on my team.
I got a massive
God
ad.
fucking damn it.
Let's see who's on the board here. We got attach. We
Sorry, I got a massive ad here, so
Kismet,
I gotta get rid of this real quick.
Geo,
Okay,
Real,
slowly switch on over.
Skies.
So you went with Rencor.
Yeah.
So you went with 04 and Rencor back to back.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going for pure ceiling here. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. But we're chasing that glass ceiling, and hopefully we shatter through it with the number one.
Simp's back
win.
is actually in fucking shambles. It's breaking right now.
Ben, I'm gonna cut you off right there. As they say in Spanish, no mames way. You feel me? I did happen to make another phone call to Crim's other hard carry,
Hydra,
Kismet.
Geo.
You feel me?
No.
His told me that he's good for 50 right now in scrims. Every map in, map out, good
Really?
for 50.
Good
Hold
for
on.
50.
Good for 50.
Yeah.
Did
So
you pick him?
It's coming down to Paul versus Crim. Both of them have Gersh builds. You feel me? We're living large, and
I don't
I
get
fear I have to go with the guy who I saw make.
Are you going with Western cheese right now?
Gersh build is
Never mind.
Wait, who the fuck? Wait,
Yeah, I don't get it.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Wait, so who are you picking?
I picked. It'll pop up in a second.
No mames way.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, Sam. If he's getting Bulldog, what are you thinking, Sam?
I can't reveal my secrets, Tom.
You think he's finessing you? He hasn't picked yet. You might take
Can't
your pick.
reveal my secrets.
He's
No,
keeping
I
it
actually don't know.
in-house.
I'm between a couple of players right now. I don't know where I want to go here. This is the hardest pick so far for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Because
getting
I don't know
down to
who's going to
wire
be left
now.
after this, which is the problem. Because if I go sub here, which is the more important role, and I get back around, there's an AR who's dirt, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel
But it's
like
also
you gotta go
ARs are
subs
easier
first,
to
right?
be good at than subs.
Well, there's a lot of maps and like hills people are running. Actually, I think it's kind of balanced. There's a couple hills people are running 3 subs from what I've heard. So I don't know. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Mm-hmm.
My page is even loading.
I think
Yeah.
I got,
Cooked.
It's
I
coming
got
back in a
2
second.
picks
Don't
here.
worry.
I say we redraft with new picks.
No way, dude.
No.
I'm trolling.
No, we're
mames
already
way.
we're halfway through
I'm
it already.
kidding. I like my picks.
Wait, what does that even mean, Gersh?
So far, these are the picks. First pick went to Benjay. He got Simp. Gersh got
Yeah.
Scrap. Sam got Paco. Colt got Shotzi. Ian, Enable got Abizi. Parasite with Celium. I got Draza. Go fuck yourself. Kason got Bruce. Krim got Pred. Patty P got Ghosty. Then Kenny. So Patty P went with a Ghost. Pat, what happened there? You said you were going Ghosty Envoy.
It was a distraction.
Oh
Ooh,
shit.
okay.
That's
It was a
mind games right there. That's
distraction.
mind games.
Look,
But
you'll
it was
see when
your
plays
pick.
out.
Who are you distracting, Pat?
You'll see when it plays out.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right, and then after that we have Sib going to Crim Six's team. Kason got Gwyd. I got Kleenex. Duarte got Joe.
When's the sleeper pick? Calling it.
You think so? Oh, Gersh just went through, by the way, Sam. So if you want to
Oh,
go,
Gersh
over
went
here.
through.
Yeah, his went through.
Shit, makes me got to pick now. Fuck.
Yeah, that means it's your turn, Sam.
And boys, remember you gotta have 2 ARs and 2 subs, and make sure you manage this correctly.
This is where I could win or lose this league. This pick right
Yeah,
here.
this is where you win the mid
Wait,
round, Sam.
Question: how come Hook's on here?
So there's a lot of challengers on there. But I like Hook is available to draft. That's like the little like sleeper one we added in.
Got you.
I might sell here.
No.
I
What are you
might.
thinking,
I'm going
Sam?
Lens.
You going Lens?
Going with
Going
Lens.
Lens.
Okay.
I trust
Undelegates.
the system. A little bit of S&D prowess because my roster is not great at search right now, other than Paco. So we gotta make sure we get some S&D here. Might have
Come on,
sold.
bro. I need this.
Might have plug and played. I got the fake Paco and the real Paco on the same team.
That's insane.
No.
See how
That's
it goes.
insane, bro.
I am
Damn,
not
with the
getting TJ Haley.
the French
Ever.
national team.
Yeah, same.
Wait, why
same.
won't we draft Tej? You had
I'll
a great
avoid
season
that.
last year.
Who did you pick, Sam?
Personal beef.
Yeah, Lynn.
Lynn.
Performance
Easy Mac
relies on the
Lynch.
fucking crumble.
No, Tej had a fucking incredible season last year. Like,
Listen, until Tej fixes his diet, I'm not. No one should pick him.
No
He has
way.
the power of crumble cookie on his side, though.
wait, Porter doesn't know
gives
about
him
this gimmick.
superpowers.
Porter doesn't know about this gimmick.
Porter,
We would
now,
pull up.
Porter,
I
now
don't
you're
get it.
like
What?
going hard and working out, right, and losing all the weight.
Yeah.
Do you actually feel a difference when you're playing, like just mentally? Like, do you just feel good while playing COD? Like, do you think
I mean,
that affects you?
Yeah, until like I realize I'm fucking 31 and I can't clutch a 1v3. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was about to say I couldn't tell based on your gameplay.
You're getting
but hey.
old.
At
You're
least
getting
you're
old.
not dying
Haggy,
one,
that's funny.
Porter.
1v1 me.
Yo, I can't get back in
Only-
the draft.
Only in a sumo
No.
wrestling ring.
Dude,
We just upgraded the back end machine,
Havoc's
so
locked
you'll be
out.
back in a second.
Oh, okay.
Cole, you can't get back in the draft, Cole?
I'm trying, Tom. I'm trying.
No way, man.
You're good because Sam hasn't picked yet.
Oh, okay.
No, Sam picked.
Oh, who'd you pick, Sam?
You pick Lens, yeah.
Okay.
It just hasn't processed it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Lens. Okay.
It's
You guys, there,
I mean, I
there
already
is,
have my pick, but I just know he's not following me, so I'm just.
there is a top 10 player I think still on the board.
Ooh. Top 10 players still on the board.
I mean,
Who's
I
that?
agree. I know who it is.
Who's
He's
that?
not
Who's that?
following me.
Listen, don't
I'll
worry.
just I'll
Next,
give a
man,
little,
number
I'll give a little
5.
hint here. He played
No, no, no,
horribly
no,
for the
no,
first
no,
couple
no.
of weeks. And
No,
then
no, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
monster.
No
this
hints,
is
man.
this
No
is
hints.
Austin's opinion on that. To be fair, it may not play out that way. And just remember, last season was last season. This season is this season. And that doesn't mean anything, but you get my point.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yo, Easy Mac, ETA. How long do you think it'll take? Should we hop into another combo, or
Oh, I'm back.
should
If
we
you
just?
reload it, try to reload the page.
said
I
he's
think
back.
you'll-
He
Yeah,
said
it's
he's
working
back.
now. It's working now.
Oh, he's back now. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely.
Okay, so I need an AR. I got Shotzi. I got Envoy.
Dude, mine was working
Super
until I
good
reloaded the
subs.
page.
Yeah, same. Same.
Now it's broken.
For the AR, I'm between two people.
Oh,
Is it working for everybody?
nope. No, I lost it.
Oh, yeah, you might want to just talk about the matches for a second, Tom.
We talk about the matches. What, it crashed, Easy Mac? Oh shit. All right.
Oh wait, never mind. Never mind. I got it.
It's back.
Yeah. It just takes a while to load.
Yeah, we have as many people as we do for matches on right now.
Holy shit. That's a lot of fucking people. Wait, how many people are in the queue right now?
Like actually on the site right now,
Yeah.
over 1K.
Damn.
You guys get the fuck off.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. get
Sure
off.
draft.
Dude, I'm fucking nervous here, bro.
Do
Colt,
some shit.
do your pick, Colt. Now.
We upgraded.
Yeah,
we
okay.
upgraded the back end for you though, so it should be good in a sec.
So I'm between two ARs here, but I think one has more upside and maybe is a bit faster. He's been grinding off like after scrims a ton, probably
going
putting in
with
like
Paul
12
X.
hours a day. I'm gonna go with Paul X. I think this has really good
yes.
upside.
Phenomenal pick. Yes. Oh my god, I thought he was getting my boy. I thought he was getting my boy. He fell.
Wait, there's a big
Dude,
AR
Paul, he's
here
on
still
your
on the
tip,
board.
dude. He's on your tip, Paul.
There's a
Big
big
AR.
AR here on the board.
Sammy, we know something about big ARs.
I would. I cannot see the draft board, I fear.
What draft? I don't know.
Yeah, my draft board went away as well.
Yeah, where's the back end upgrade?
Easy Mac, you're
It
doing
should be good
great.
in
Block
like
out
a
the
minute or
noise.
two. I'll let you know.
Block out the noise.
You're doing great, Easy Mac. You're doing a phenomenal job.
Do you want us to move on? Talk a little bit about the matches for a bit, Austin.
Yeah, if you could.
Dude, the site's getting DDoS.
Pull the matches back up, Tom. One thing we should talk about and remind some people is all the teams. So there's 4 matches the first 3 days, 4 matches next week. All the teams are playing 4 matches total over the next 2 weeks because they will use these 4 matches for seeding for the major one minor tournament. I don't know how we're referring it to. So you need to go theoretically in order to get a first round buy into single tournament. So the first round buy is kind of big. You probably need to go like from 4-0, probably guarantees it. 3-1 with tiebreakers probably gets it. There are a couple of teams. You look at this list that got like a favorable draw in this first week. Talking about like someone like LAG would have got Minnesota and Carolina. Like, do you think a team like LAG is going to take advantage of a weak schedule in this like first week, or you think they're going to fumble the bag?
Well, I mean, they got to take advantage. I mean, anybody who has easy matches or an easy schedule, like they gotta take those W's now. Like the early W's are so important because it always adds up at the end, right? Like if people have like a hard schedule, like all those wins early on like matter so much. So I mean, these teams got to come out with the fire, bro. Like having a good start to the league, I feel like is so good. Just not only for points, but just like momentum. You know, like just having like a good team morale. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think, Sam? Who's this? Who's poking me? Am I getting poked here? Are we good? The board is back.
Oh yeah, we might be good. So let's put a pin in it and we'll come back to the
absolutely.
The schedule thoughts.
All right, Nubler.
Is it me?
Yeah, pocket size.
Wait,
Don't
no,
fumble this nub because it's a big pick.
So, after being notified that Minnesota's been piss slamming, self-proclaimed.
Oh, he's going them. He's going them.
That
He's
Nubler
going
needs an AR, and I already
He's
got a
going
Beezy and a Boozer.
No.
Going off last year's
taking 'em,
stats.
Nubler,
Going
no
off last year's
ball,
stats.
Nubler,
I
no
got my
ball.
S&D, my control, but my hard point's lacking a little bit.
Nubler knows ball.
So we're going Paul X's teammate, I fear, that young boy Gio, coming to the team.
That's a great pick.
Of the Nubler.
That's one of the better mid-round picks.
Great pick. A lot of
He
players.
fell. He fell.
A lot of players in the first round, not fans of Gio last season, had many things to say
Hard
both
point demon.
last season and at the beginning of this
You
year.
better not do
I
it again.
know exactly who I'm picking. Listen, at the end of the day, C9 was rated highly outside of the teams that you guys have been picking from. I was a big fan of him last year. He was doing his thing. He was helping the Vegas boys, be competitive. And I do need another assault rifle player. So we're going to go
when's your
with
Lego
Tom.
coming in? Well, it's not too far. How many standards did you order? Month to ship. It's pretty long, isn't it?
Tom's duo, Dylan attach, baby. Here
Oh,
we
that's a
go.
good pick.
Oh,
That is a
Dylan.
good
It's a good pick.
I was actually gonna build my team with subs first and then go to the ARs. There's actually been one guy who's been impressing me when we've been watching. But you gotta pick. You gotta pick your player first.
I
or you
did.
pick? Okay,
It's just
just
not
making sure
loading.
you pick before I pick, bro. There's a player who's been impressing me, but from watching this guy, I don't know what it is, but every time I've been watching, he's been kind of doing his thing, man.
Yeah.
So I'm debating between two players right now. And the two players that I'm debating between are Real and Kremp. That's who I'm debating between right now. Real and Kremp. That's
Had my eyes on one of those.
yeah.
Yeah, I have my eyes on one of those as well, Tom. You better
Really?
not take my pick.
Well,
Yes.
we could talk through it. I mean, Kremp is solid. I think Kremp is a little inconsistent, but he does generate a lot of volume damage. Kills per 10, so that's good.
Why are we assisting him right now?
I'm
Tom?
just trying
Who
to
are you
talk through the
picking?
process
Tom, who
with
the
him.
fuck are you picking? I'm not here.
I'm trying to talk through
This
the
is a
process with
competition,
him, bro.
Ben.
Tom, I will
This
add
is a
in here.
competition, Ben.
His rank for Real does include his time at Carolina.
Ooh,
You
and
gotta-
that was,
Say
you
that,
gotta
that
wait,
was
say, that,
fishy.
say that again. Say that again.
His rank there, his stats there include his time at Carolina. So you
Right,
gotta
right, right.
consider when he was
They were great.
back with the Spaniards, he was cooking.
Oh, I know. I know Real's cooking. Kremp has just been he's been turning up this year. I could tell. He's turning the fuck up this year. But, I mean, Real, I feel like I'd be so dumb to pass up on Real. Like, I feel like I'd be dumb to pass up on him, to be honest. I feel like I
What's
have to get
chat
him.
think? Chat, what do you guys think?
I don't know. Who do you guys think? Real or Kremp? I'm leaning more towards Real right now just because I feel like it would be a mistake if I don't get him.
Whoa,
You know?
TJ Haley's still on the board though, Tom. Think about TJ.
But they've been getting
Sleepers.
slammed
I mean,
apparently.
Teach could work for S&D. I feel.
Yep.
Wait, Haggy, Gwen's been getting slammed?
No, well, Carolina's not rated highly among the coaches poll.
I'm picking Real. I'm going with Real.
It's a good pick, Tom. Tom,
That's
it's
a
a
really
good
good pick.
Yeah, I'm going with
W
Real.
pick.
I feel
That's
like
the
it's
hypothetical Toronto
it's
duo.
crazy to pass
It
up
could
on
have been
Real.
Toronto duo.
Could
Right
have
there.
been if there wasn't org drama and
There
politics.
could have been Toronto sub duo right there.
Yep.
They sound like the
Insta
instant
pick.
cramp pick.
That's what I wanted.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow,
that
you
queued up
fuckers
for
just
rounds.
pulled the trigger.
Were you actually gonna pick Cramp, or was it
I
because I
swear
was
to God I
debating
was.
between that two? Were you
I swear
actually?
to God, no, I wanted Cramp. I wanted Cramp from before even Kismet was picked.
Ooh.
Hello?
What do you think, Porter? What do you think, man?
Definitely not Teej.
What is this beef you have with Teej, bro? Like talking through this real quick.
I think he's just trolling, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just messing around. Oh,
You know?
fuck, dude.
What are you thinking, Porter?
This is hard, dude. Who do you guys think I should get?
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't
You
worry
should
about
get
I know, there's a
Exnid. You should
player-
get Exnid, bro. He's
There's a
high.
player on
He's
this list
high
I definitely hope falls to me. We'll see.
Was it that one?
Oh, you picked Insight. Why'd you pick
Yep.
Insight, Porter?
I've seen something special
Hell
out of the
no,
kid.
bro. I can't risk that. Oh shit! I mean,
Hell no, that guy's dog shit.
You know, Jamie, obviously, if you watched our flank invitational tournaments, Jamie had some insane S&D
Nah,
clutches.
Jamie's disgusting in search in
Yeah.
this game already, bro. He loves that shit.
Pat, who you choosing, Pat? You know?
I don't know.
Chad, what do I do
That's kinda
here for my
back-to-back right
AR?
here.
I need
Back
another
to back
AR,
to close
Chad.
it out, first team.
Who do I go for my
And this
last
is
AR?
all major
SMGs,
one,
by
right?
the way.
Yeah,
Correct.
major one.
It includes the minor too. So
And you
the
gotta pick-
qualifiers, minor, and then playoffs is major one.
You gotta pick 2 sub players.
Can I ask a quick question?
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're only picking 4, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, like, did you lag out?
No. I said fuck because I'm thinking of I got a play in my back pocket that's risky.
Well, I mean, but you can always there's a free agent. There's like waivers and free agency, right?
Oh, there is.
Austin.
Yeah, they'll be free agents, and then basically,
How does that work?
You'll just be able to drop like whatever player you have on your team. Let's say. Let me see who you've drafted. Let's say Gio. Like, let's say Gio has a rough like first week or two, and there's like, let's say TJ's in the free agent pool. You could drop Gio for TJ.
Oh man, okay.
Is there waivers so that there's enough?
I was about to
No.
draft Kyler. Dead ass.
We don't have a
Pat,
waivers, but what we
come
do
on,
is
Pat.
we lock
Question.
free agency on Friday, and then we unlock it on Monday.
I have to pick
What
subs.
time's
is that
unlock on
correct?
Monday?
New.
Yeah, you do, Pat.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you picked 2
noon,
ARs,
okay.
so you need 2 subs
That's
here,
tough for
Pat.
Nub.
Oh, that's tough.
It was a bold strategy you
Wait,
went
what's
with,
tough for
Pat.
me?
You're not gonna be awake at fucking noon East Coast time on
No, I'm
Monday.
getting insider info. I will know what team Kyler's going to.
You're gonna be insider info while fucking asleep, brother.
Hold on, real quick. Just help me out. Why has Vivi got an AR tag?
Because he's an AR.
this year.
What
Alright.
the frick?
Carolina's chalked.
I did not know that.
He's their flex.
I think in the
They were pretty
future,
high on
Reese
him,
Reese
too.
runs an AR.
yeah, I think in the future for
when?
next,
Since when?
He ran it in challengers
Yeah.
before he was in the league, and then just been a main sub since.
How good is King of Body, bro? Be honest with me.
I mean,
I
it's
have no
hard to
idea.
say. We don't know much about him other than 1v1s on 150 ping.
I mean,
You
they
know?
played at EWC and they were the problem for them at
Pat,
EWC
there's,
is
there's a couple good picks here, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest with you, brother. There's a couple
Don't
good ones.
Hey, there's a couple good ones, bro.
For what you got right now, there's a couple good ones.
You're gonna say like Estriel Metals, bro. That's just not what I'm thinking, though.
All right, go ahead and pick someone else.
All right, Mac better not get world starred like he did at that case on
So we're
Sunday.
picking the guy that got shit on land, are we?
Interesting.
I actually think
Yeah.
Mac is a good pick. No bullshit.
Easy Mac hits down, bro. It's just not working. I'm
Who'd
hitting the
you
button.
pick?
Mac.
Mac, I got you.
You going
You
with
got
Mac,
two-
Pat? Or
you got
who-
two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Who
got
else you thinking,
two.
Pat? Who else you thinking, man?
Yes. How's Minnesota been looking? Let me see the coaches thing again, Tom. Can you bring that up?
What do you want? The
They're-
coaching tier list?
Yeah,
C
yeah, yeah.
tier. Top
Yes.
of C tier.
Jesus Christ.
What? What'd you say?
They're at the top of C tier, above Carolina.
I thought you were saying exceed. I thought you said exceeds here. I was like,
But
what's he doing
I
here?
will I will say that, you know, as always every year, like there's a lot of hurting that happens with those 6-8 teams, and obviously the order can fluctuate quite a bit. And if you really want a big brain it for Major One, you could take a look at schedules and try and, you know, yeah, maybe strength of schedule might favor one player over another. Some teams have a hard
Ben's
split.
talking too much. I'm taking medals.
Oh man.
Easy Mac, you got to do it for me, bro. The button's not working.
Yeah, I got you. Just one sec.
Slowly. Poor Easy Mac, man. You're doing a great job, Easy Mac. You're doing a great
Oh,
job.
guys, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. I feel like if anything, a lot of traction on the website's a good thing. It's a W.
Oh yeah, learning
My team is
experience.
so French.
Oh, there you go.
Your team is really fucking French.
They've taken
Sam,
over
what's-
esports though.
You have a really
Like,
EQ, you have a really EU fucking squad actually.
Let's go
Big
down the
EU guy.
list. Let's go down the list and get full squadron now.
I'm a
So,
big EU
Ben,
guy.
we'll start with you. What's your team currently? Who do you have?
Ben's team
currently?
is horrible.
If you
My-
go off the full screen, Tom, you can see them.
Yeah, click draft board, not simplified.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's take
Ben's
a look
team
here.
is fucking horrible.
I
Let's
think
go one
my
by
team
one.
is
Benjay
I think my
has
team is good.
Wait, I don't even hate my
04
team, though.
And Rencor. What do you guys think about the team, chat? What do you guys think? What does everybody think of Ben's team so far?
Ben's
Dog
the
shit.
captain.
Oh,
Dog
Pat's,
shit.
Pat's went through, by the way. So,
Okay.
Porter, you can.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, we're spamming L, Ben. No way, dude.
Ben's
we'll
team is
see.
horrible.
We'll see.
An
We'll
absolute
see if I
blinder.
get proven correct by the end of the split.
That's a good pick, Krim. I like
Is it
that.
me?
It's a good pick.
My squad is solid. All right.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Estriel picked by Krem.
All right, I'm good.
Who'd you pick?
Ooh,
Caesar
I was
Skies in the
looking-
fourth.
I was looking at
Investing in your
Caesar
game,
Skies.
I like
Caesar
it.
Skies in the
100%.
fourth.
I was
good
looking
value.
at Caesar, man. Now
Nah,
I'm in
it's
a
good
little bit of
value.
a pickle here. I need an AR player, and I don't really know where to go with it, man. I'll be honest.
I don't know. Big S is on the board.
Yeah, we got Thanos is there. Thanos is there.
I actually fucking love my team. Holy fuck.
I'm seeing
I
Nasty
think your
there
team's dog
as
shit,
well.
personally.
You think so?
Nah, your team's actually
Lucky,
good. Case on King Cup.
I also see P Dog there. You know, like P Dog could be a good shot as well. I like P Dog more on an AR.
Bruh. What? What are you talking about, laughing man? What are you talking?
Black Friday.
It does.
It's your preference. So your moral claim is your preference?
I have epistemic justification for knowledge. You do not have epistemic justification for knowledge. It's my preference that I rule everybody What's wrong with that?
All morality is subjective. My preference would be, for example, that people respect someone's like preferred pronoun. My personal sense of morality to the world.
You just got done saying people ought to follow it. What are you talking about?
Welcome back to Rattlesnake TV, guys. In this video, we are going to be watching one of the most brutal debates I have ever seen, if probably the most brutal debate I've actually ever seen. This one is between Andrew Wilson and some liberal, and it's like watching some amateur fighter being forced to go 15 rounds with Khabib Nurmagomedov. But instead of finishing the fight, Khabib decides to repeatedly take him down, ground and pound him, choke him out, and then when he's just at the point of unconsciousness, he lets him go, stands the fight back up, and then they just do it all over and over again.
I want to take him down, speak with him, slap him. This is what I want to do.
And we're going to review the first 20 minutes or so, but this goes for 4 hours in total, and it's just a bloodbath the entire time. You can find it on the crucible.video where they've got all of the long form debates. I'll leave the link below. So we're going to be going through reviewing the arguments, the debate techniques, and where this guy falls short and how Andrew exposes it. So with that, let's get into the first bit.
I'm come here for smash this guy.
So for me, secularism allows a system like liberal democracy where you can have multiple religious ideologies or otherwise philosophies intermingle and exist within the same system.
Oh, was secularists who brought us that?
I'm not trying to convert you. I'm not trying to convert anybody else. I have found my own philosophy and sense of morality that works for me. And if you get that from Christianity, that's fine. That's good. That can exist in a secular structure.
Yeah, I know. But what if?
Why I favor?
Wait a second. Wait a second.
I don't think it's because. Let me just real quick.
What happened?
Religion or another is going to be able to successfully convert everybody around them. It just doesn't work that way. There's no historical precedent to suggest that that's a sustainable system.
What's a sustainable system? You cut out for a second.
This idea that you should force through legislation or extreme coercion or violence, force people to adopt your religious framework. I favor a system where many religions can flourish and communities can benefit because of this flourishment, and secular democracy can do that.
This is #1 bullshit.
Well, then let us go back to the roots of secular democracy. Was the secular democracy, which you just appealed to in the United States, brought to you by secularists or was it brought to you by Christians?
If you're talking about the founding fathers, many of them obviously believed in the Christian God.
Which ones didn't?
And it was a spectrum.
Name one that didn't.
Probably all of them, but there was a spectrum of belief at that time. You had people that practiced these orthodox versions of their religion, and then you had a spectrum go all the way to deism, which at the time was emerging as this way more popular philosophy. It was taught to the intellectuals at that time. It was booming in popularity. And so when we talk about like Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, these people believed in sort of an absentee landlord version of God. So even if they practice
they believe in God?
Christian, yes.
Oh, well,
I have
that's
no
so
problem
strange.
if people, I don't know why you're saying that's
because
strange.
you said that secularists brought this to us. Doesn't sound like secularists brought it to us.
You can have religion in a secular system. A secular system does not mean...
But that wasn't your claim. Your claim was that
it was.
Secularists brought us this system.
I don't think I ever said that.
You did.
Though.
In fact, I can tell you right back what you did say.
Guys, just before we carry on, I wanted to remind you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps me out massively. And also, the Christmas catalog for the reality-based store is only up until the 5th of December. You guys can get yourself one of many of our Christmas designs, the Kamala Harris Stealing Christmas Ho 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 design. And also, we've got our counterculture merch. This is the perfect gift for somebody that you know that is just based. So all those links are going to be below, realitybasedstore.com. Support the channel whilst getting yourself some of the most based merch in the whole entire world bar none. Let's get back to the video.
You asked me what secularism does for me. I never told you that atheists, I never told you that atheists gave us secularism.
Okay,
you just mentioned straw man a moment ago.
No, that wasn't a straw man. You said the reason you embrace secularism is because it allows for enlightenment, egalitarian values. Very strange, because it was not secularists who brought enlightenment, egalitarian values, sir.
What does that matter?
Well, it matters because you're kind of trying to make the bold claim that Christianity itself is adversarial to these values. Now, it should be adversarial, but the Protestants here have not ever been traditionally adversarial. They were the ones who brought it.
Your version of Christianity, a theocratic state, something.
When have I ever asked for a theocratic state?
Maybe I misinterpreted. If you could tell me what your ideal form of governance would look like in relation to your religion, if you want to clarify, then I'm all ears.
Yeah, it would be a synergistic relationship between the church and the state. Like, for instance, are you aware that in England they have a Church of England?
Yes.
Okay, are you aware that at our founding, that all of our colonies, all of them, post-founding, still had a state religion?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you know why that was the case?
Explain.
It's because secularists have no moral authority or autonomy. They have a do as thou wilt harm principle. So they can't really make ought claims. They don't make any sense. You say that secularists should be in charge. I say secularists should not be in charge because they have no moral or ethical epistemological foundation to make ought claims on anybody to do anything at any time, ever. They have a bizarre live and let live policy, which is really bad for governing a nation.
I did not say that secularists necessarily need to be in charge. I have no problem if a Christian is elected president of the United States, even though I don't practice Christianity.
As long as he does what?
So long as they serve the country in a way that lines up with my ideal version of governance.
Secular values.
It could be, but
Right.
it could be a Muslim. It could be a Christian.
As long
it
as he
could be
rules as a
Buddhist.
secularist, you don't care.
Still on his feet, which is very impressive. Boom, right into side control.
Sure, yes.
Now
but
tell
I'm
me
not
what's
saying that
actually immoral.
secularists
Now can you? Yeah,
necessarily
great.
need
Now,
to- yes.
yeah.
go
Now
ahead.
tell me what's actually immoral about the religious ruling from a religious prism and enacting law based around their religious values and not taking secularists into consideration at all.
I'm not making moral judgments about like what you would prefer. If you live in a Christian town and you guys democratically decide to pursue policies that line up with your
No, let's
Christian
say they didn't
ideology,
democratically do
then
it.
Fine. That's
What's
just
wrong
the
with
way it is.
What's wrong if they don't want to democratically do it? What if
Because
they
I favor-
authoritarianly do it? What's your actual moral claim against that even?
Because my preference is
Oh,
democracy.
your
When we're talking- when
preference. So your moral claim is your preference?
To the body and head.
Okay, so our liberal friend here has gotten himself into an inescapable logical trap. You see, his big critique of Andrew, and this is what they all sort of critique Andrew for, is that he is a religious zealot who wants to impose his worldview on everybody else. And in their enlightened secular worldview, everybody can just do what they want all the time, and everybody just gets to thrive, man.
Yes, I am into butthole sunning, aka butt chugging sunlight, aka perineum sunning, aka anal chakra sunning, aka enlightening my brown eye with a sun.
And there are many different ways to attack this, but the way that Andrew has done this is that he's maneuvered this conversation in a way that makes this liberal admit that he and the secularists in fact aspire to do the same thing. They want to impose their worldview upon everyone else just as much as the Christian does.
So long as they serve the country in a way that lines up with my ideal version of governance.
Secular values.
It could be, but
Right.
it could be a Muslim. It could be a Christian.
As
it
long
could
as he
be a
rules as a
Buddhist.
secularist, you don't care.
You cannot point your finger at the Christian and say, you're bad for wanting to impose your worldview on everybody else, and that's why you're bad. And then in the next breath, say, the president can govern however they want as long as they govern according to my secular worldview. And then this argument becomes particularly bad when it's uncovered that he actually doesn't have a justification for why it is that we should follow his secular worldview besides his own preference. And this becomes abundantly clear throughout this entire exchange. And honestly, it just highlights this glaring, gaping flaw with moral relativism and subjectivism. If there is no objective truth, no right or wrong, no good or evil, and if everything is just subjective or based on our personal preferences, then you actually cannot provide a justification as to why your preferences are better than mine. The only thing that they can really say in this situation, and this is the logical trap, is that my preferences are better than your preferences, and the reason why they're better is because that's my preference.
My preference is
Oh,
democracy.
your
When we're talking- when
preference. So your moral claim is your preference?
And this is why Andrew says that he can't make ought claims, because if he says that things ought to be X, then he has to have a justification for that. And the justification has to appeal to something outside of himself, something universal or something objective. And it can't just be because I want it that way. And now what this guy says, and what most secularists will appeal to, is what Andrew refers to as the do as thou wilt harm principle, which is an interesting way to turn that phrase. Because as far as I know, that's a nod to occultism, and particularly to the spiritual philosophy or religion of Aleister Crowley, the man who founded his own religion called Thelema, of which the central tenet was do as thou wilt be the whole of the law. This phrase suggests that individuals should pursue their own true will or purpose without being restricted by external authorities, social norms, or conventional morality in any way. And it stands in direct opposition to the Christian teaching that humans should seek to fulfill God's will, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, instead of their own desires, because following your own selfish desires will lead you to despair and is unnatural and unhealthy. In Crowley's case, it inevitably led him and his followers to extremely dark and graphic occult, satanic, spiritual, and sex rituals, to the point where, long story short, he got kicked out of Italy in 1923. Moreover, the harm principle refers to the moral or political principle that individuals should be able to do as they want as long as they're not harming anybody else. And this is most famously associated with John Stuart Mill, who in his work on liberty argues that society shouldn't intervene in one's own personal liberty unless it is directly harming another individual. And now the big problem with this is, what exactly do you mean by harm, and how do we quantify this? Can you actually show me what that is? Can you show me what harm is and how it manifests? And also, can you show me the degrees to which harm can affect people or a society? Is there a gradation to harm, or is it all just based purely upon a feeling? Take the issue of using pronouns, for example. People will say all the time, if you don't use my pronouns, that harms me and it harms my mental health or whatever.
Some people don't refer to themselves as ladies, but it's okay that you didn't know. And at a gay bar, so I should feel safe.
But then somebody could counter that by saying, if you try and make me call you they, them, you're making me lie, and that harms me. So now we're both being harmed. So I guess the question becomes, who's being harmed more? We're at a stalemate. And then ultimately, what it necessarily has to come down to is who has the most power. So, do as thou wilt harm principle, I like it. Maybe Andrew meant something different there. Maybe that was a completely unnecessary tangent. But that's my interpretations of it, so let's carry on.
Conversation is about, I thought this was going to be a conversation about what system you prefer versus what system I prefer.
And inside of a system of preferences, there should be some type of ought or justification for it outside of, because I want that. I just want that.
Smash his face. Let's go.
Your moral imperative is my preferences?
Who is strawman and who now? I didn't say that.
You said you want it because of your preferences. That's it.
I did not say that I prefer secularism simply because I prefer it. I can give you reasons why I prefer secularism, and
outside of your preferences. Let's do it.
I told you that my preference is a system that allows for multiple types of people. And when I look at America as a democratic experiment, I see success all over the country. It's not a perfect country. We could do better, but I see success all over the country. I think this is a really good system that we have here. This is a system that allows for people like you and me to exist and have the same
now I need
right
you to
vote,
know.
for example.
I need you to note this. And you can go back right this second. You can rewind your own tape and you can see it for yourself. You said in the span of 20 seconds, I did not say that my preferences are the thing which I am appealing to for why it is that I want this form of government. And then went on to say, but my preference is this form of government. So are you appealing to anything external to your own? Stop. Are you appealing to anything external to your own preferences, or aren't you?
No, I would appeal to social utility and my idea of what would be good in service of that goal. I was pushing back against your take that I want secularism simply because I want secularism.
And why ought we follow social utility?
I have my reason. We ought follow social utility because I believe in pursuing a system
because
that would
of
be
your
the
preferences, I believe.
That would be, in my opinion, the best outcome for individuals that exist within that system.
So that's your preferences
so I try to maximize good outcomes according to what I believe, as I assume you do.
Those are all your preferences, bro.
Right into the full mount. I mean, that was a fantastic transition.
What are the differences between you and me? You have a preference.
I have apostolic. No, I have epistemic justification for knowledge. You do not have epistemic justification for knowledge. You can't justify how you even know a thing, let alone why we should govern with that thing. So as we move in to your preferences. My preferences. It's your preference that we follow your preference. That's your preference, right? But
it is, of course,
okay,
the case.
it's my preference that we don't follow your preference, and that's my preference.
Great.
That's
the
what you
whole
want?
point of this. That's the whole
So
point
then
of
how do
this
we make the
discussion.
determination as to who is right?
We would get into the minutia of why we think our systems are better than the other person's system.
Because of our preferences.
Exactly.
Well, if it's just because of our, if there's no justification outside of what is preferable to the individual, it's my preference that I rule everybody. What's wrong with that?
That is your opinion. I disagree.
Well, wait a second. You can't disagree.
Yes.
My preferences are just as valid as yours.
I'm not disagreeing that you have a preference.
Yeah, but what makes it less valid than yours?
Best outcome for the people that live within this system.
What makes my preference less good than your preference?
When we're talking about something like affirming identities, we're talking about unaliving rates. We're talking about this thing called social stigma.
Yeah, what makes my preference less viable than your preference?
I'm trying to give you an example. So in this specific case, that is an outcome that I don't like. I don't like seeing people.
That's your preference again.
Unalive themselves.
Your preference again.
Or experience something like deep depression because of social stigma.
Don't you understand how ridiculous this is? Every time I ask you, why should we appeal to your preferences instead of mine for moral oughts? You say because it's my preference that you do so every single time. I believe he's saying my preference. Everything is my preference, my preference, my preference.
Tap or he's going to break his arm. He's going to break his arm.
Do you have anything that you can justify this on outside of you? Should all moral oughts come from Hutch's brain and his preferences?
Brother, the justification that I'm giving you are things that exist outside of my experience. I'm not talking about my individual experience in this system. I'm talking about a system that most benefits everyone.
And why should we follow a system that benefits everyone?
Because we all want good outcomes in accordance with our philosophical underpinnings.
So our preferences?
Yes.
Heat up like chicken. Yes, so then you're appealing to nothing more than your individual preferences. All of the world's morality and everything in it comes from Hutch's brain and his preferences. That's what's moral and immoral. Then give me a moral justification external your preferences and why we should follow them.
I believe that all morality is subjective. We don't derive it from, or I don't derive it from Scripture. I derive it from my experience as a human being, and my philosophy. The one thing that I try to lead with is empathy.
I don't like watch movie about love. Too much movie make your heart weak.
That's it. And this is something that I was taught when it came to Scripture, when we learned about Jesus' teaching. The two main rules that he gave was love the God your Father and love your neighbor. So even though I don't subscribe to Christianity at this point in my life, I still gleaned valuable lessons from the teachings of Christ. And I carry those teachings.
But that's all subjective preference, right?
Yes.
So if it's all subjective preference and you can appeal to nothing outside of your own preference, Hutch's preference is the way the world ought to be because that's how he prefers it to be, then Andrew Wilson wants the world to be this way because I prefer it that way. Can you tell me why I'm wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think
not wrong.
Everybody has their own subjective take on what morality is.
So my preference then is just as valid as yours.
Morality from Scripture.
So then,
sure, it's valid. I'm not going to tell you it's invalid.
So if my preference is just as valid as yours, then how can you not agree? You just said it's just as valid as yours. What's there to disagree with?
What can I not agree with?
How can you disagree if my preferences are just as valuable as yours? How in the fuck could you disagree with them?
When we're talking about this sort of thing, what I'm telling you is that I don't doubt that you believe that your moral system is.
We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. And Steve, this is why they hate us. This is why we're tyrannical. This is why we're dictators. Because we're actually going to use the Constitution to prosecute them for crimes they said we have always been guilty of, but never have.
No, not Kash Patel. Like, you cannot put Kash Patel as a temporary leader of the Justice Department.
You're talking to a guy that's read the entire JFK file.
If Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Welcome back to Rattlesnake TV, guys. In this video, we are going to be going through some of Donald Trump's most recent groundbreaking, revolutionary cabinet nominations that, in no uncertain terms, confirm, if we didn't know this already, that he means business. We're going to go through a few of these nominations and give a bit of a background and look at some of their highlights and understand who they are, and also a little bit of mainstream media meltdown as well. These are honestly significant developments that will have some extreme ripple effects down the line if they come to fruition. So we'll get into it, but before then, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. It does help me a lot with these algorithms, and also if you haven't subscribed to the channel and if you're getting value from the content, then you are welcome to do so. So let's start with Kash Patel. Kash Patel is a former US government official, best known for his roles as a deputy assistant to President Trump and a chief of staff at the Department of Defense. Now, he's done a lot of significant things, but one of the things that he gained most prominence for was his rallying against the Russia collusion hoax and the farce that was the Russia collusion investigation. He was involved in the Nunes memo, which criticized the FBI's handling of the probe, and his professional background also includes being a prosecutor and an intelligence officer. And if confirmed, he will take over Chris Wray, who was appointed by Donald Trump, but then went on to stab him in the back and had his home raided and oversaw a persecution of the former president and other people as well, such as James O'Keefe, who was raided by the FBI for doing journalism. So, I mean, it's pretty clear that the FBI has been working against Donald Trump, and not just against his interests, but against him personally, trying to have the man incarcerated.
It's a disgraceful trial put forward by an attorney general who's corrupt. We have murders going all over the city, all over the state at a record level. It's an epidemic. And they waste their time on this.
So, I mean, it should come as no surprise that Donald Trump wants to bring somebody into that role who is loyal to him and who is loyal to the truth and to transparency. Because it is very, very clear that this is a machine, the FBI, that needs to be disrupted because there is some serious corruption going on. So up steps Mr. Kash Patel, who's also authored a book called Government Gangsters. This book explores allegations of corruption in the US government, particularly the deep state. Patel claims that entrenched bureaucrats and intelligence officials and military leaders have actually undermined elected leaders.
Does that sound familiar?
The book outlines a strategy to confront this influence, and it emphasizes the need to restore government accountability and transparency, and also highlights various hoaxes and various plots against Donald Trump, like the Russia collusion investigation and the Steele dossier, etc. So let's have a listen to some of the things that Kash Patel has said about what he thinks needs to be done about the FBI and about the deep state.
Criminal prosecutions. Kash, I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA, but do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling?
We have started a new round of distributing aid for the internally displaced people in the north of Gaza.
On prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon, and you know those guys. I'm not going to go out there and say their names right now so the radical left-wing media can terrorize them. But, excuse me, the one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go-around is we got to put in all America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere. And the one thing we will do that they never will do is we will follow the facts and the law and go to courts of law and correct these justices and lawyers who have been prosecuting these cases based on politics and actually issuing them as lawfare. We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. And Steve, this is why they hate us. This is why we're tyrannical. This is why we're dictators, because we're actually going to use the Constitution to prosecute them for crimes they said we have always been guilty of, but never have.
Now, it goes without saying that hearing this, the liberals, who were the same people, the very same people, who were standing there and applauding whilst the FBI and government agencies went after Donald Trump and tried to put him away, These same people are now sitting back and crying foul, saying that it's so unfair that Kash Patel might start taking names. And now apparently this is the new end of democracy.
To me, Kash Patel, and I don't say this lightly, is the most dangerous nominee that we've seen yet to our democracy. I mean, you might think that having Pete Hegseth running the military is a greater level of danger because of his lack of experience, or Tulsi Gabbard at intelligence. But just as far as the threats to democracy that we were warning about before the election, and Kash Patel was a key player inside the Trump White House, pushing for and orchestrating the coup attempt in 2020. He was trying to completely take control of the Justice Department at the time. He was Trump's top lieutenant, who was willing to do anything and advance any lie in service of his attempt to overturn that last election, to such a degree that there were many people that were Trump appointees in 2020 who were staying around and saying no, like standing in the breach and saying, no, not Kash Patel. Like, you cannot put Kash Patel as a temporary leader of the Justice Department, et cetera. These are Trump appointees. And so, I will see what happens in the Senate. But if Trump had people around him that were quasi-loyalists that were like, that guy's too far, who knows what that'll mean for the Senate.
Yeah, honestly, don't care. Cry more. You guys are the biggest hypocrites in the world.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere.
Now, one of the most interesting parts about Kash Patel is his pursuit of transparency, because there are a lot of things that the government hides from the public that we would really like to see.
We need a 24/7 declassification office, whatever you want to call it. Transparency, truth, whatever, I don't care. Sits in the White House, reports directly to you, and you take incoming from the United States of America. I want JFK. I want the 9/11 files. I want this. I want that.
From J6 files to Epstein, Diddy, JFK, COVID, and the rest. And Kash says he's actually seen some stuff. He knows what is there to be uncovered.
I never believed that the CIA killed Kennedy.
No. You're talking to a guy that's read the entire JFK file.
You've seen all the secret stuff?
I've seen all of that, and I've seen the 7 pages of the 9/11 report. I've seen it all.
You don't say that to people that you can't tell what you saw.
So first of all, on J6, check out this clip from Joe Pagliarulo's X account, who has to have one of the best radio voices I've ever heard.
Did you hear? The incoming president made his selection for FBI director. It's Kash Patel, the former chief of staff of the DOD. So why is the former number 2 guy at the FBI, Andrew McCabe, freaking out on cable news? Let's watch.
Yeah, well, it's a terrible development for the men and women of the FBI, and also for the nation that depends on a highly functioning, professional, independent Federal Bureau of Investigation. The fact that Kash Patel is profoundly unqualified for this job is not even like a matter for debate. So I think what we should really be thinking about right now is, what does this signal in terms of Donald Trump's intent for?
It signifies that you're in trouble, deep trouble. You and the entire deep state. Oh, yeah. This is a guy who's going to come in, and he's not messing around. I've interviewed Kash a lot of times. Here's one of the times from last year that I interviewed him, and I talked to him about Merrick Garland, the head of the DOJ, the Attorney General, pretending like he didn't know who was in the crowd at January 6th. He was asked how many FBI agents or federal agents were involved in that crowd that was rioting at the Capitol on January 6th. And he stopped. He said, I don't know if there were or weren't any, which really screwed him up, because he does know. He knows if there were or if there weren't any. So Massey said, did you just perjure yourself? Did you just tell us that you sit here before us not knowing whether there were or weren't? Well, let me rephrase it, he said. And then he tried to rephrase his way out of it. Kash, is there any doubt that there were federal agents in that crowd?
None. And talk about government gangsters of the first order. Merrick Garland and Chris Wray are the top 2 culprits, and that they're destroying our system of justice and creating a 2-tier one. Look, we now know, without any equivocation, there was a dozen minimum federal sources, paid informants, and the FBI's former director of the D.C. field office came out and admitted they lost track of them. Right. The FBI lost track of the informants they had on the job for the D.C. Capitol riot scheme, and they lost them, and we're supposed to be paying them. On top of that, Joe, they admitted they had 24 undercover federal agents on site, Chris Wray and Merrick Garland have lied to the world and Congress about this repeatedly. They, of course, know the answers to that. They're quarterbacking those cases in that investigation single-handedly. And Congress should bring Merrick Garland up on contempt of charges for lying yet again. But for some reason, we don't want to take his money. We don't want to take some of his funding. We're going to let him continue to lie and continue to rig elections and continue to destroy our system of justice.
So there are some serious questions to be answered about J6 and what exactly the FBI's role in J6 was. Who is Ray Epps, and were there provocateurs there?
I think, as a former federal prosecutor and a public defender who defended a lot of these types of cases, what you need to show is whether or not the FBI and government agents were using undercover operatives and informants on the day of January 6th, because if you can show that, you know they've been hang on. But the paperwork shows having run informants, that's a 6-month buildup, minimum.
Right.
Minimum. It's not like they just dropped them into the Proud Boys and said, hey, go, don't disrupt, please. So once you prove that, then you defeat the insurrection narrative with the FBI's own documentation. Forget what the videotape shows.
Just for people who you can't see what's going on in the room, the reason why Cash just said hang on or whatever is because I started smirking and rolling my eyes. And what I meant to convey with that is, come on, we know they were involved.
No, look, I totally
clarify,
agree.
Though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I know definitively. What I'm saying is a reasonable suspicion is that there were agents. There's a video showing a guy with an earpiece pulling people into the building. All right. Mm-hmm. You combine that with the evidence of Ray Epps, and it looks like you have a preponderance of evidence suggesting there may have been federal law enforcement involved in making that thing happen.
I'll get you beyond a reasonable doubt. Two pieces of information. Ray Epps was on FBI's most wanted list one day, and the next day he was off of the FBI's most wanted list. There are only two ways that happens. You die, or your informant. Put that aside. Under congressional testimony, Jill Sanborn, who I used to work with, the head of the FBI Counterintelligence Division, in charge of all these investigations, testified under oath when Senator Cruz asked her, flat out, were there federal agents involved with January 6th? And she said, quote, Senator, I can't answer that at this time. Not if the answer was definitively no, having been a DOJ FBI guy myself, she would have gone there and said, nope, absolutely not. The reason she said I can't answer that is because of the same stonewalling they gave us during Russiagate with Christopher Steele, Halper, and everybody else. It's the same narrative, and I'm telling you they were there.
So you're saying that she said I can't answer that because the answer is yes, and that would compromise whatever their operation was.
Exactly.
So aside from J6, there are other great reasons for people who are very rich and powerful to be very scared about the prospect of somebody like Kash Patel being the director of FBI. Elon pointed this out.
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman...
So what exactly are Kash Patel's thoughts on the Epstein files, on who is in possession of the Epstein files, and what exactly should be done with them?
The what guy? Oh, is that the new one? I mean, it's up to you. Honestly, I don't really care.
I'm not saying it's not there. Who are you going to get that?
Who, for instance, who is currently holding, this is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
Who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school. You still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this. And you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game.
You know, it's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I gotta get to that. You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator.
Yeah,
that seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, you know, it's good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but release the names, right? What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list? You're going to accept Dick Durbin's word, or whoever that guy is, as to who is on that list and who isn't, and that it can and can't be released? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are. We have an election coming up, and we need to adjudicate this matter at the polls. God knows the FBI and DOJ aren't going to do anything. But how are you going to reward the FBI with a new headquarters building after their illegal surveillance on Donald Trump continues with a reauthorization of FISA, and we can't even get basic documents out? This is why America hates Congress, and this is why I'm tired of
Apprentice, I trust you find your starship satisfactory
and failing.
So if I were Kash Patel, I would probably keep some extra security on me for a little while from now on, because there's a reason why Jeffrey is...
I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and freedom of creation.
Is no longer with us, and that's
being surveilled. We know where this Padawan was discovered, where she trained, and that the Jedi have sent someone to investigate my spy on Balmorra. The Padawan will have to be hunted down and destroyed, but first you must secure my network by silencing my spies on Balmorra and Nar Shaddaa. Why not simply recall your spies? Their disappearance would look suspicious and serve to confirm the Padawan's accusations. My spies must die. My contacts on Balmorra and Nar Shaddaa will detail what must be done. Your tasks are paramount, apprentice. Bring cruelty.
With it,
some people in right-wing media, they're like, oh, look at Joe Biden, they lied to everybody, and they're tricked.
Ever seen a military monocular lens that can zoom in on objects miles away? You're about to. Dude, you gotta hear...
It's like, yeah, we know, but I think they're like flipping the middle finger to the Democrat Party as like a last act of revenge on his way out. I mean, he's doing that to all of America, even Trump. These people are trying to trigger World War III on their way out in an attempt to sabotage 47, right, and screw our nation. So I'm not saying this to, give any credit to Joe Biden. I just think that what I'm seeing now is possibly a part of this. Is this part in an FU on the way out? Because look what it's done. I'm going to break all of this down. The reaction from the mainstream media, Karine Jean-Pierre,
Don't let Gwen will meet you in his...
all of these people that were all up and down the media, they were putting all of their eggs in that basket, swearing up and down, Biden will never do this. He is not above the law, even his own son. Remember that? Remember I told you guys before all of this Hunter trial was going to start and all of these, indictments, and I told you it was going to be a real soft indictment and he's not really going to be seriously criminally charged. There will be no prison time, nothing like that, and they'll hail him as a hero because he's willing to be accountable. The Biden, I told you guys this was gonna happen, that it happened, right? They're parading the Biden family around the whole media. We saw this the entire election cycle. Oh, see the contrast between Donald Trump? See the contrast between Trump and Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden and the Biden family are willing to be held accountable. They're not above the law, but Donald Trump is resisting everything. Remember that? Well, and here we are today. Here we are today, well, over the weekend. Joe Biden pardons crackhead criminal Hunter Biden. And it is so good because the entire mainstream media and all these leftist pundits, all these retards that swore, that put their credibility on the line, not to us and people that are awake.
My lord,
right?
welcome to Balmora. I hope you like bomb to pieces mudholes.
The remaining
Captain
of their
Rigel,
NPC
Imperial
retard
Conquest
viewers that
Consolidation
still watch
Corps.
them,
When the Empire invades...
which are some, right? I mean, I think some MSNBC shows have tanked to like 800K viewers.
I've been
Now,
briefed,
like
but I could
600K.
use more details.
It's war, bloody and limitless. The Empire invaded Balmora in the last war, but we've been spinning our wheels in the mud ever since. Resistance fighters think they can drive the Empire off Balmora. We're here to prove them wrong.
It's just funny to me because
What does this have to do with me?
We want the best Sith agents and guns for hire in the galaxy to put this war down once and for all. The Balmoran government in exile, backed by Minister of Defense Vol Argen, is giving us fits, backing a strong faction of the resistance. The minister is safely off planet, but if we break his allies here, we break him. We break him, we break the resistance.
Don't know if other people are seeing it this way.
What do you need me to do?
That's what I'm looking for. People who want to get things done. My second-in-command, Lieutenant Davril, is masterminding Phase 1 of what we like to call Operation Breaking Point. You'll find him in Sobrik. He's got plans to blow the Balmoran resistance sky high. I think you'll like them.
And we are going to continue with our coverage tonight. We will be covering this fallout, man. There are Democrat politicians. You got the mainstream media. You got the pundits. The View is triggered. They are scrambling like a bunch of retards. Scrambling like a bunch of retards. Trying to somehow, some way make this make sense. Because they were the ones that said that Joe would never do this because Joe is not above the law. Like Trump thinks he's above the law. So this is hilarious. We're going to break all of this down, and we have some other news. The fallout of the Democrat Party continues. The fallout of the Democrat Party continues as they try to make sense of where they're at and where they're going. But also, Kash Patel was announced.
Sir, I apologize, sir.
President Trump
It was the best I could do.
If that's your best, you're useless to me. I can shoot you dead with a clear conscience. Is that what you want?
No, sir.
Then focus, Gillins. Dismissed.
Immediately activated. All up and down
I apologize for the delay, my lord. Lieutenant Malavai Quinn, I'm to be your liaison here on Balmora.
Darth Barris says you're capable. I hope he's not mistaken.
I will earn that distinction, my lord. Lord Barris will brief you personally, but I'm to acquaint you with the climate here on Balmora first.
I don't have all day, Lieutenant.
I won't mince words, my lord. Even though the Empire wrestled control of Balmora from the Republic during the war, we were never able to completely eradicate them. There is a rather sizable resistance movement. No one wants to admit it, but it's clear that the Republic is backing it.
That is not willing to keep those secrets and keep them buried. No, the disinfectant, the light is coming. The light is coming. And they know it. That's why they're freaking out. That's why they're all over CNN, MSNBC. That's why
The Republic cannot be tolerated.
I agree, my lord. It is my dream to see our enemy vanquished. I have a secure line to Lord Barris. I'll patch him through immediately.
They're not lying.
Ah, I see you've convened with my apprentice.
It's good for us. For these deep
Quinn owes his career to me, but we should keep the details of your mission between the two of us. We must act swiftly. Noman Carr's Padawan has directed the Jedi's suspicions to my undercover spy there on Balmora. Do you recall this?
Remind me who this Noman Carr is.
Jedi Master Noman Carr is my personal nemesis. He has dedicated his life to proving that there are Sith spies among the Jedi and Republic. He is training a young Padawan who has the power to know the true nature of any being. This Padawan must be stopped. Thus far, the Jedi are skeptical of her power. But if his Padawan is validated, Noman Carr will have the weapon he needs to destroy everything I have built.
Do I sense fear in you, Master?
Only a fool is passive when faced with a true threat. As long as it does not destroy you, fear can be useful, apprentice. My spy is Commander Rylan of the Republic Resistance. He is the central contact for all my operatives in this sector. Unfortunately, Quinn is tracking an investigator that the Jedi have sent. That means we have your first mandate to do so.
Traveling to France, I believe, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not.
I'll handle anything that dares to get in my way.
This task is quick.
In order to destroy the mainframe,
20th, 2025. As well. So copy the link, share this everywhere. It's gonna be a great show. Copy the link, share this everywhere. We got a lot of intel to get into tonight. So good to be back with you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys had a great and safe weekend.
All better.
And onward to Christmas. Onward to Christmas. Oh, and by the way, we got some new sponsors that are rocking with us starting this month. We should be rolling them out this week. Just got to get all that info together, maybe probably as early as tomorrow. So when you guys see the new sponsors, you guys got to make sure you show them some love, because I'm 100% independent. I'm supported by the people, we the people. That is literally you guys watching. Right? Literally you guys watching, and the only way I could remain doing this independently into the future, this is how we're going to beat out, so we continue to beat out the dying mainstream media as we build out our own machine into the future, is if you guys support it. So when you guys see it, please do so. Please do so accordingly.
My lord, word of your talent precedes you. I'm honored. You're well aware of the situation, I'm sure. The government in exile, the resistance, cowards. If my lord is willing, we're going to bury them in their little hidey holes.
Yes, I get it. We're going to crush the resistance. What's your point?
The old government's sending generators to the resistance, powering their artillery. The resistance has given pardons to Balmora's worst killers in exchange for a little guard duty. Phase 1 of Operation Breaking Point is to destroy those generators and put those killers to sleep. You in?
We'll get to that report as well, because it's looking like the big push and the influence came from old Jill, that saggy retard, right? So she got her for sure.
I signed up to serve the Empire, and I intend to do it.
From the looks of you, I'd say you mean it. The generators are in the Nibre warehouse. If you can blow them to pieces, you'll show the Balmoran resistance it takes more than cold-blooded killers to stop the Empire.
Was forced to answer for months and months of false claims made by her office and the Biden-Harris administration over whether or not the president would pardon his son Hunter on gun and tax evasion convictions. Repeatedly, Jean-Pierre has said that absolutely a pardon would never, ever be issued to the president's only living son. She not only said this once, she not only said this twice, she not only said this 3 times, she has said this multiple times. Representative for Joe Biden, representative for his family, because that
sounds very wheelchair accessible destination.
Disgusting, perverted,
is confirmed.
White House Press Secretary, AJP, would always say, the family deserves this. The family, just leave the family alone. Let the family have its own time. Always trying to represent the Biden crime family.
That is true.
Now this retard is having to answer for their lies because now Joe Biden has pardoned his son on Sunday.
I didn't even consider that. What the fuck?
Crane's air was forced to walk that back during a press gag before Air Force One as President Joe Biden, staffers and the press corps headed to Angola. Topic of the day, a reporter began. You have said repeatedly yourself and since the election, and the president has said for months.
Oh, dude, I love watching this game, man.
I just wanted to ask you, do those statements now by the American people? Is there really a credibility issue here, given this announcement? And you'll have to see this. I think Joe Biden just completely sabotaged these people. Let's take a look. Is this audio?
Most uncomfortable vehicle ever. Is he sitting on something or is he just hanging off the edge? Yeah, no. Yeah, get a Rancor. Wait, that's on the ground? What the fuck is that? Is that a cage?
You know, like I said, Joe, I think the Biden crime family set this whole thing up. I think this is
It's pretty cool.
The revenge of Jill Biden. Take a look at this. Jill Biden pressured Joe to issue Hunter a pardon, according to a CNN report. CNN reporter Jeff Cellini reported on Sunday that President Joe Biden was under pressure from inside the family to pardon his son Hunter Biden. Cellini, or Zeleny, said clearly there was pressure inside the family. We were told really in recent weeks that Dr. Jill Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, was really supportive of the president doing something like this. The president was not sure. Let's take a look at this. Let's put these pieces together, Chad. Let's put these pieces together.
Clearly, there was
pressure inside the family. We were told really in recent weeks that Dr. Jill Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, was very supportive of the president doing something like this. The president was not sure. We clearly have seen now he has come to this decision to pardon his son Hunter. Clearly there was pressure inside the family. We were told really in recent weeks that Dr. Jill Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, was very supportive of the president doing something like this. The president was not sure. We clearly have seen now he has come to this decision to pardon his son Hunter.
Well, obviously, Joe Biden was going to come down to this decision. We all know this. But all the NPCs and these retards out there that are having a full-blown meltdown, we're going to get to it. Okay? We're going to get to it, because it is good. Clearly, they are being thrown overboard. Clearly, this is an act of revenge, in my opinion, of the Biden crime family, probably quarterbacked and led by Jill Biden. I think Joe just doesn't care at this point. But it's hilarious how they're just smiling whenever they're on camera. Joe Biden is saying she totally supports it. Because the entire Democrat media, the entire liberal media, the entire NPC deep state machine backed by Obama world, that's literally the term that Democrat mega donors are using right now. Obama world led the coup against Joe Biden. And now it's completely backfired. This is Jill Biden's revenge, Chad. This is Jill Biden's revenge. And you know what? You gotta give it to her. Because it's a pretty damn good move. Now, I'm not a fan of these people. They're criminals. But this is what happens. I think Jill Biden knew that there was no shot that they were going to win this election. I think they knew that the momentum was definitely, according to their internal polling, I think they knew that it was looking bad for Joe, and it was not going to look better for Kamala.
Nobody's gonna mess with us now. Nobody better mess with us now.
We'll make millions of dollars.
What? Are you worried I'll leave you?
Part about this is the end game. And I think Confirmed that multiple donors are coming out and
You're good to go.
right since 2020. What they've sowed. They wanted all the DEI literally stole and hustled the Democrat megadonors. And they're all like confused. How could this happen? A bunch of woke blacks stole money from us? Oh my god, how? How? What? Homosexuals failed us? And they're
My
lying
lord,
to us?
I mark your progress and see that the charge is armed. I will detonate once you are a safe distance. But first, I have Darth Barris on hollow for you. I will retreat and leave the line secure for the two of you.
Apprentice, we have one more potentially compromising thing to take care of before you can It involves invading a repeat.
Same team. Steal, kill, destroy. Steal, kill, destroy. Till one day, you end up in the crosshairs. And obviously, the Biden family was in the crosshairs during the Kamala coup.
What are you trying to do right now?
Maybe they saw that as an escape pod. Maybe they saw that as an escape pod because they saw the writing on the wall.
Rylon was foolish to tell his son.
They could have stolen it.
One chink in his otherwise flawless armor. I'll signal Quinn to give you the details. Be swift.
My lord, I will...
Ended in 2020.
It's none of your business, Imperial.
I apologize, my lord. Good luck.
Strategically went along with the coup, knowing that the aftermath and the total destruction would fall on Kamala Harris and Barack Obama. It has. And now, as a final FU, as the Biden crime family rides off into the sunset, middle fingers out. Middle fingers out, dude. Just middle fingers out, riding off into the sun. Just middle fingers to the entire Democrat Party as they're all, dude, it's like the Titanic just sinking. They're all sinking and dying. You know, they're all confused. They can't even figure out who to put on the lifeboats because they're all woke and retarded. You know, they can't even say, women and children only in the lifeboats. Women and children only. All the woke retards like, I'm a woman. Like all the gay homos are like, I'm a woman. What do you mean I can't get in the lifeboat? You know, I'm a little girl. I identify as a little girl. Imagine like woke Titanic. How chaotic that would be. Everyone would just die. Nobody can get on the lifeboat. Not a single person. They'd all just be arguing about their, you know, woke political correct BS. Women and children only. I need women and children only on the lifeboats.
Oh shit.
And they're all just fighting. All the perverts claiming to be women and children. It would be all the homo pervert men. It was like Titanic 24. All of the drag homos, the homosexuals, they would all identify as 6-year-old little girls or grown women. That's like literally what's happening right now. And they would just throw them all overboard. They would throw all the women. They would throw all the old women, all the men, all the children. They would just toss them over into the Atlantic, and they would all just die. While all the men roll away in the lifeboats, identifying as 6-year-old little girls and grown women. Someone's got to make a skit out of that, dude. That'd be hilarious. That's the vision. That's like the visual I have in my mind. Yeah, you got the Bidens are just they got a little lifeboat and they're just floating away.
At your service, my lord.
While the
Brother route is confirmed.
doing.
All right.
They're pointing the finger at one another. They're trying to figure out how on earth can Barack Obama mislead us and fail us? Well, they just right away. They're just coasting away. They're coasting away. Coasting away, you know? Joe's just sitting in the back eating some iceberg. You know, he's just sitting in the back eating some iceberg.
Travel route is confirmed.
You know, while he's, touching Ashley's chest. You got Hunter in the back doing some other kind of ice. Happy he's pardoned.
Music in this game's pretty good.
Just rolling. She's leading the way. She's leading the way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Middle fingers out as the Democrat ship and machine
Tanks
sinks. Tanks and sinks, dude. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. Because if you really think about it, like, to get your revenge, that's what you should do. Like, this entire machine...
At your service, my lord.
This entire machine that went along with the Kamala coup, it wasn't just, the internal DNC or their donors. It was the media. It was activists. It was all of them, all in unison. They all got behind the Kamala coup. Why? Because Obama and his team were leading the charge from behind the scenes, and that has been 100% confirmed by Democrat mega donors. We know Nancy was behind this. We know Chuck Schumer was behind this. Left for dead pressure into getting the hell out of the way. Because Kamala Harris is our only shot against Donald Trump. Imagine actually believing. I mean, from Obama's perspective, I think the only shot they had was just to steal a rig. But of course, you had retards who actually dropped the lie.
Nobody better mess with us now.
Gonna be more popular than Donald Trump, was gonna be more effective than Donald Trump, was gonna be more believable than Donald Trump. And Jill Biden just gets the last laugh. On the way out. On the way out. I mean, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at the aftermath. Right? Just look at her. Let's look at her. Look at Jill. Look at Jill today. Look at her. Look at her. She is so happy. Look at night and day, dude. Look at this. She says, of course I support the pardon of my son. That's a political chess move, dude. That's a political chess move, man, for sure. For sure. Just drop the damn nuke on the entire system that tried to screw you. Hey? Gotta give it to him. I mean, that's what it looks like to me, man. It doesn't make me a Biden supporter, but I'm like, hey. Touche. 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 Well, let's take a look at the fallout, because the fallout is so glorious, dude. They are screwing all of them. They are screwing every single one of them, from the White House to the media, activists, Democrat politicians. They are all having to eat their words, dude. All of them.
No one is above the law.
Fox 13 is following breaking news. President Biden has just pardoned his son Hunter, sparing him from a possible sentence for federal felony gun and tax convictions. The president had previously said he would not pardon his son or commute his sentence after his convictions in 2 cases in Delaware and California.
Second one, would the president pardon or commute his son if he's convicted?
So I've answered this question before. It was asked of me not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was very clear, and I said no.
To go back to the first question of the briefing, I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Again, you've also said
son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying that without...
It's still a no. It's still a no. It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no. And I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No. Good.
Thank you. There was some confusion on this brief.
You know, does KJP get it yet? You are literally just a woke black slave. That's all you are. You're a stupid slave. That's all you are. Sitting there just yapping for these past few years, lying on behalf of the Biden family, just to be thrown overboard because you thought that you could launch a coup successfully.
My lord, you're Darth Barris's apprentice, right? Got orders from the planetary governor to find you. You're needed at this war conference, Priority Alpha 1.
Oh, yes, I know the question, yep.
So I just wanted to clarify.
If the governor wants me, let him beg at the feet of my master. I have other concerns. This is Sith's business as well. Promise. The Dark Council sent an emissary, big-time Sith Lord, to personally review the status of the Balmoran occupation. This conference will determine the next stage of the ground campaign. Whole war's about to be decided, and the governor wants your expertise. This emissary of the Dark Council, what do we know about him? Sith politics aren't my business. One of Darth Maul's servants is what I hear. Don't know anything else. Assigning black level clearance. No one will cause you trouble. Be quick though. They're starting any minute.
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
Your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict?
For any leftists out there, just so you know, just to remind you, these are the same people that insist that 2020 was a legitimate election and that it was not stolen. These are the same people.
No matter what it is.
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes. With regard to the question regarding the family, I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the greatest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
So if you're wondering how I'm coming to the conclusion that this is Jill Biden's revenge for Jill's, it's because of the results that this is producing. So everybody in the media, including the token woke black KJP, every single one of them, all of them, were commentating on CNN, MSNBC, assuring the American people that it's a conspiracy theory. It's a right-wing conspiracy theory to insinuate that President Biden's gonna pardon his son Hunter. No, the Biden family believes in accountability. They're not above the law.
You're good to go.
Well, they all betrayed the Biden family. And now, as a last laugh FU, as they ride out into the sunset, he's gonna pardon his son. Destroying the remaining credibility of all these retards in the mainstream media that betrayed the Biden crime family, and it's actually working. That's why I'm like, I think this was the plan, man, because they are melting down all over CNN, MSNBC. They are fully melting down because they were comparing Biden to Trump. No, Biden takes the high ground. Biden.
Have you ever heard of Nock Drain? Pirate. Terrified the criminal world for a few decades.
We didn't study many pirates in the academy.
He wasn't just a pirate, he was the pirate. Galaxy's Most Wanted and all that. Nock Drain was the most famous killer in the galaxy. But he set me free. I was still slaving it up for 3 Eyes when he crossed Nock. Or maybe he just had something Nock wanted. I never did ask.
These people.
Did any of the gang survive the encounter?
You mean anyone that wasn't owned as property? No, they did not. I'm still not sure how Nock got his speeders into the camp. 1 minute they weren't there, and then they were. He was ruthless, but not a thug, you know? Sort of a pirate prince. Freed all the slaves and told them they could join up or go their own way.
Joined the board of Ukrainian energy giant Burisma for $1 million a year through yesterday evening. It was also revealed that months
To truly lead and inspire fear, people must see that you are in control.
That was Nock. Cool as the belly of an ice lizard. I was the smallest on the crew, and mining had taught me to fit in tight spaces. Nock's crew showed me how to steal. For a long time, I didn't feel bad about stealing. So much had been taken from me.
Now they've been completely.
It must have been hard for you.
Well, it's a long time ago anyway.
NPCs that actually
Let's get back to work, yeah?
all the pedophiles on Blue Sky. And those people exist. Those people exist. And it's hilarious to watch them all pissed off. Look at
Do you know the worst part, Governor?
black
I didn't. Exactly. You didn't even own up to your mistakes. That's why the Dark Council gave this planet to me.
He was singled out because he had an illegal gun and tax evasion charges, not because he was the president.
Please. Watch and enjoy.
When they have they're not, they're skipping the primary process.
I'm Darth Lacris, and I've been tasked with cleansing Balmora. I'm glad you came. More Sith can only bring much-needed dignity.
Do whatever they want as long as they have the political will and courage to do it.
Absolutely, but let me ask you a question. I know at first Hunter was only supposed to get, I guess, community service and probation. And then when that was supposed to happen, they pulled it off the table, and they said that Republicans forced him to get charged. Is that true? And that's the reason why he was pardoned?
Gorgeous, murderous, and an eye for talent. We should talk.
We should. Do you... but business first. You're here because I asked the governor to bring me his best. Balmora has a problem.
My friends of the Resistance, I won't take much time. The Empire says it owns Balmora. The Republic says it's yours. We're gone. But you and I know Balmora's won with sweat and tears.
You know what I mean? Let's just do it, guys. Let's just start the white
Grand Marshal Giacchetta, formerly of the Republic Army. Officially, he and his troops went rogue after the Republic withdrew from this sector. Ever since, they've been holed up under siege, aiding the Resistance and fortifying their position. You may have met their scouting parties already.
We're having this very serious political conversation about the president's son.
Is there anyone on Balmora who isn't fighting the Empire?
Now you understand my displeasure with the previous administration. Giacchetta and the Resistance are based in the Balmoran Arms Factory, home of the brightest engineers in the galaxy. I'm told the factory's generators are inexhaustible, its defenses cutting edge, its barricades block our scans, giving the Resistance peace and privacy.
Sounds intolerable. After we're done here, maybe I can help you work out your frustrations.
Deliver me Balmora and we'll work out anything you like. Giacchetta may have officially gone rogue, but the Republic still supports him. They fund his revolution from the shadows, make supply drops in secret. Those Republic hypocrites want the arms factory as a beachhead, and as Balmora's new governor, I say we take it before they mount a full invasion.
We know you're